Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to License to View, a weekly podcast on the internet. Two best friends get together, talk about pop culture shit. I'm Jason. Jason? That's Zach. What's going on, Zach? What you been going on, dude?
Not much, man. Just still going to work every day, waking up on godly hours, and telling the news, man.
There is. This is the third consecutive episode where there's like this is the best news week we've had in a while, but like even then, that's like not saying a lot.
No, there's really not. There's really just outside of like delays and rescheduling and stuff like that. This is a time where there's really like no news going on. There's been a couple of trailers that have dropped for, I think some like a movie or two, and some trailers dropped that we'll talk about in a little bit maybe. But yeah, it's other than that, it's really just stuff that's like way into the future because for right now nobody's trying to put out anything in the next couple of months, so it's
Yeah.
pretty slow.
Well, besides that, what have you been up to the last week?
So I've been kind of busy-ish, I guess you can kind of say. Game-wise, I haven't been playing too much. The only thing I've really been playing is that I started Ni no Kuni 1,
Right.
the Wrath of the White Witch. I'm only past like the first major boss. I think I'm about to head into like the second major boss battle right now. It's fun. I like it. The thing that always drew me to it was the Ghibli art style, and that's
Yeah.
translated really, really well into video games. But I like the combat system overall. It's kind of turn-based RPG, but there's a different element to because you can fight like as the main character, but you also have basically like familiars they're
Hmm.
essentially Pokemon for a better term that you can like control and use in battle as well. But there's like a time limit on them, and so you have to like uh, plan your strategy around like the limited time that you can like use your familiar and how much you can actually battle yourself. And you're really not as strong as your familiar, so you really have to like optimize their time as much as you can. So there's a little bit of strategy to it, but I've only been playing it for like a couple hours. But it's fun. It's fun so far. Um, Other than that, I've been watching a bunch. So I started
Okay.
big thing that I watched because I watched like probably almost two seasons of it. I didn't start with the first season because I've seen the first season so many times that I jumped straight into the second season. But I started watching Psych again.
Right.
Uh, Fantastic fucking show. I love it. James Roday's great. Um, yeah, Dule
It's, it's
Hill's
it's the
awesome.
it's the best show ever made.
It's the best show ever made. They're the greatest buddy cop duo that like has ever been that are not cops. I
Yeah,
just love.
it's of the staples that I'm constantly watching. It's the Back to the Future, which thankfully is actually on. It's on Netflix now.
Oh, is it?
It's
Okay,
on Netflix
nice.
and it's on Showtime because Netflix had Back to the Future 3 only for like the last couple of months. They
Ugh,
finally got 1 and 2 back again, so
okay.
that's on Netflix. And so that's like the mainstay, Die Hard,
Yeah.
and then rewatching the Psych because Psych is actually they just finished doing a marathon on USA.
Did they?
They're
Okay.
they're playing every season. The last couple weeks and a couple days they're doing a full thing, and they've been doing like live streams like in the middle of the episode of the
Okay.
marathon where and someone made a joke about like, oh, we're gonna do 4 more movies,
Yeah.
because there's 2 movies out or one's out
Mm.
now. The second one's coming out soon.
Hmm.
Only on fucking like NBC's app, which sucks.
Yeah.
But
Bullshit.
so, but four. I mean, I'm down with 4 more movies. So
Yeah. No, I'm down for as long as they want to do it. And James Roday's back into like actually acting now. He's on like another TV series on ABC
hmm
that I saw. I haven't
it's
watched it,
it's
but
essentially This Is Us, but not
yeah,
This Is
but for
Us.
AB, it's This Is Us,
It's
but ABC's
but
This
our
Is Us.
friend
Yeah.
kills himself. That's all. That's what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah, it's same kind of thing. A bunch of people get together. It's a bunch of stuff. What's happening? And I and
Yeah,
I
it's the thing that's like the in thing with TV network television right now, which is like super heavy character dramas that focus around like death and that kind of shit.
which
It's very
I
strange.
and I don't care about that show. I remember when it first came out. I watched the first episode strictly because of James Roday, but
Yeah.
also because the guy from Grimm is in it as well.
Yeah, and I think it's the guy from Fuck, what the fuck is he in? I think the guy who kills himself. Who the fuck is he? I recognized his face when I saw him.
I don't remember who that actor is.
I can't remember who he is.
But I mean, I watch anything that James Roday is in,
Yeah,
um, and I just didn't. It wasn't for me. I didn't
yeah.
care enough about that kind of story. That's why I don't watch This Is Us. I don't really care about like soap opera-y kind of shows. I don't really care about those things. Um,
Hmm.
Not that that's necessarily soap opera, but it's a character relationship based dramatic thing, which that's not for me personally.
It's okay. It's the guy from Office Space, Ron
Oh,
Livingston.
okay,
That's who it is.
gotcha.
Yeah. So that's why I recognized him. But yeah, so I've been watching Psych. Fucking love that. I love going through it. Blaze through like season 2 and 3. I'm about halfway through season 3 right now.
Hmm.
Just fucking great. I love it. I love
Season
all the.
4. Yeah, I think it's season 4.
Season 4 is when the season finale. That's like the whole. That's when they start the Yang thing.
No, I think
Season 4.
4 or 5 is when they. I think it's beginning season 4 of season 5 when they get HD cameras
Oh
or
yeah,
they get digital camera because like for the first 3 seasons or first 4 seasons it's so
yeah. It's
grainy.
yeah. It's done on like an
It's like on
actual like
film and then it's all
yeah on
grainy
film.
and then it's a dramatic difference than whenever they get the HD cameras or the digital camera. It's a
Yeah,
dramatic difference. They're like, oh wow, I can see everything clearly. It's
yeah,
not all like grainy and blurry and all kind of shit.
yeah,
But
yeah. Definitely. So yeah, that's fun. And then the other thing that I've been watching was I started this because I saw a YouTube video about it, and I think I'd heard some of our friends talk about it. When Shaquille was at his wedding. I think him, Shaquille, Keelan, and Tyler, I think have been talking about it because they've been watching it. And then I saw a YouTube video about it, so I finally just started to pick it up, which was Terrace House,
oh
the
yeah, the Korean shit,
Japanese. Yeah,
Japanese
no, it's
shit.
Japanese. It's like it's interesting. I'm enjoying it so far. I'm only watching like one of the seasons. I don't even know what fucking order they're in. I just do it by year. But it's like the 2016 season. But I don't know. It's a reality show, but it's not like shitty reality. Where it's not like a game show or anything like that. And it's not like I don't know. I like it because it's not. It's a reality show, but there's no real purpose behind it.
Right.
Like it's not like a love show or anything like that where you're like trying to get the girl, trying to win the money or anything like that. It's like, no, we're just gonna put 6 people in a house for like a couple months and we see what happens.
See,
And I like
I
that kind of like real life drama that
remember
happens from that.
seeing that on Netflix
Yeah.
whenever it was at some point, and I was like, yeah, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Um, but Amazon has this another Japanese game
Hmm.
show kind of thing, and I think Funhouse is actually ripping it off, or Rooster Teeth is actually ripping it off
Is
right
it?
now. It's a game show. It's a bunch of Japanese comedians. I don't know any of them because I don't know anything about Japanese comedy.
Hmm.
But it's a bunch of Japanese comedians who get into a room, and the last person to laugh wins.
I have seen Rooster Teeth doing something like that. Yeah.
I know they're doing some rip off of it, which is annoying. But like, so
Yeah.
it's on Amazon Prime, and I was watching I watched. There's 3 seasons, and I watched all of them. That's like 5 episodes per season or whatever. It's just like 10 comedians or however many comedians get into a room,
Yeah.
and there's like these rules about what is considered a laugh or what's not a laugh, and like
Yeah.
they have monitors and cameras throughout the room, and
Interesting.
there's no script. It's just you get into a room and you just be funny.
Okay.
And they have different styles of comedians. People who are in Japanese, I guess Japanese comedy. There's like a big thing is like duos, I guess. Like
Yeah.
so one's a straight man and one's not the straight man.
Hmm.
So you have a mixture of all that stuff plus like gag stuff and other styles of comedy. So
Yeah.
you have a bunch of comedians who are like just trying to be funny,
Yeah.
and everyone's like, and then it's a battle of like just who's innately funny and what
Okay.
style wins over other styles. And every seasons they get different styles to kind of get into the room.
Okay.
Um, and I forget what it's called. It's like Game of something or it's some long ass name. It's hosted by apparently some famous ass Japanese comedian.
Okay.
Um, that maybe
Interesting.
you might dig.
I
Last
was down to
laugh.
look for some new comedic talent.
What's it called? Japanese game show where contestants attempt not to laugh. I forget what. I don't know what it's called, but it's on Amazon. I found it on Amazon, and it's like the most recent season came out like this past year or something like that.
Okay.
But it's really funny. It's not Terrace
Interesting.
House, but it's funny.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that was the other thing I was watching. I was watching Terrace House. It's fine. Still in the first season, but yeah, I don't know. I like character drama stuff like that. That's like, I don't know. I like stuff where, I mean, I like game shows and stuff like that too. But I like stuff where there's not any inherent reward or anything like that for like you participating. You're just participating just because. And I like seeing the storylines and the emotions and drama that comes out of that. So
This is called
yeah,
it's called documental.
documental. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
So
Okay, yeah, but that's basically it. That's basically all I was watching,
okay.
and playing. It was pretty slow week. So
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's pretty much the same speed. I caught up on Magnum PI, the remake.
okay,
It's fine. It's Magnum PI.
yeah,
It's this fucking CBS show.
yeah.
I'm honest. I got CBS All Access, so I can catch up with a lot of these shows.
Oh, so you can watch Star Trek Picard, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Um, uh, I mean, I can. I'm not going to. I
I
mean, I
can't
have no
wait.
desire.
I have no desire to watch a show, but I can't wait to see the Plinkett review of the show.
I actually don't like Plinkett reviews.
You don't like
I
those?
don't. I don't care about them.
Oh,
I've watched maybe 10 minutes of like the original big Star Wars episode
yeah,
prequel one, and I just don't care. I rather just watch
mm,
like Mike talk.
yeah.
Um, but Magnum PI, caught up with it. It's fine. I binge. I started watching more SWAT, so I'm on the
Ooh,
current season of SWAT with the guy from Criminal Minds, and it's
yeah,
again the same exact review as Magnum PI. It's perfectly fine. It's
yeah.
not great. It's not excellent. It's not fucking True Detective. It's not
Some
Homeland.
popcorn TV.
It's popcorn TV where there's no
Yeah.
stakes. At the end of the episode, everyone's gonna be fine. Um, then I started watching SEAL Team.
That's got Goggins in it, doesn't it? Is that the one that has
No,
Goggins in it?
that's six.
He's in a SEAL show.
Yeah, that
Okay.
was called six. That was canceled. Now
Okay.
SEAL Team has Angel in it.
Oh fuck, David Barinas?
Yeah.
I miss David.
So I'm on I'm like on episode 12, and there's three seasons out currently. I'm on season one still, and it's definitely the best show on TV right now about military stuff
Okay.
because they take it very seriously, and it still
Mhm.
has humor moments in it. But it's such a weird show to be on CBS because it's not like SWAT. Like you
Right.
watch SWAT, you get there's a fucking pattern. You understand it's like a bunch of
Mhm.
goofy shit. There's almost like no character development in this show in the sense of like
Interesting.
there's it's there, but they're so focused on getting tactical stuff interesting
Mhm.
more correct, I guess, or like the way they shoot the tactical scenes are a little more believable. And
Mhm.
there's definitely character development, but it's small bits at a time.
Okay.
And also they really dive into like PTSD and all this kind of stuff, which they do in Magnum PI, but that's more of like the traditional like, oh, here's popcorn TV stuff. And
Right.
SEAL Team, like at the beginning of the show, Angel is like, him and his wife are separated because she always says like, no, you came home, but you're not here.
Right.
No, one of his best friends on his team gets killed on a mission, so like he's dealing with that, and the other guys are dealing with other stuff. So
Mhm.
every episode you're getting bits and pieces of more character stuff for the cast. But in the
Mhm.
first season so far, like I really couldn't tell you like all the history of any of the characters 10 episodes in because I just don't know it. All you kind
Okay.
of I know so far is that the main character Angel is like, his name is Jason Hayes, but Angel
Mhm.
is like the fucking like the guy, the best.
He's the
He's the
guy.
best operator at the currently. And there's a guy who's a young guy whose dad was a former SEAL who wrote a book. Everyone fucking hates him because his dad wrote a book, and they're
Uh,
tough on the kid because the kid's he's good, but he's like a cocky kid, and so you're
right.
getting bits and pieces here and there, but they really focus more on I think interesting storytelling per every week.
Okay.
Um, but it's fun. Then I watched
It's
Beastie.
interesting that characterization takes a back seat because normally, especially in TV shows, you feel like characterization is the forefront. So,
Yeah, that's honestly kind of it's 50-50 for me if it's good or bad. Because
okay.
there are times where I'm like, okay, I kind of want to know more about this guy on the
Right.
team or this guy, but we're getting more about the overall mission operation,
Hmm.
which is like cool, and I like that. But if it was maybe And the big problem is that there's no overarching story so far.
Okay.
Like I think this show would have been beneficial to be like a HBO Showtime Cinemax show where you have like or like 24 where you have like okay here's a big op happening a big bad guy or like Jack
Right.
Ryan and every episode's building towards that ultimate goal where this episode is trying to be that heavy and deep with like
But in a single
themes
episode.
but in single episodes where every episode is a different mission and so far to me that's not necessarily clicking very well but it's CBS, so I know that's not going to change.
Yeah. No.
So I mean, but it made me. It's not bad. It's good. It's probably the best show I've seen on TV in a while. Like on
Okay.
network kind of shit. Obviously, if it's the stuff on Showtime, Cinemax, HBO is infinitely better.
Right.
AMC, but for like this kind of network TV, it's
Hmm.
probably the best I've seen in a while.
Okay.
But the one thing that made this watching this show made me think about is that this dude has the best TV career of all time.
David Marinas has like a fucking stellar TV
This dude
career.
has
Yeah.
the best TV career of all time because I'm like looking at like other actors who are like TV guys or girls, and
Yeah.
like Don Johnson from Miami Vice. He
Hmm.
did Miami Vice for 5 years, fucking massive hit. And
Yeah.
then a couple years later, he does Nash Bridges for 6 7 years, big hit show.
Hmm.
Um, Shamar Moore on SWAT does Criminal
Yeah.
Minds for a couple years, or for 10 years, whatever. Then goes into SWAT for he's on
He
3
was
three
he
years
was
in
on
now.
Criminal Minds for a long time. Yeah.
So they do that for a while. So they're people who have really great careers. But I think David Boreanaz,
I call him Boreanaz,
whatever
but it's
David.
possible. He's
To,
got. I think he's probably one of the biggest ones.
he
Where I can't think of a single TV show that he's been on that is not a hit.
well that also, but also this. He has been on TV every single year since he started being on TV.
Damn. All
There's
right.
been like no break. Like he's like 96, 97. Whenever Buffy started, he's in
Yeah.
Buffy, and then he's
He's
in
in Buffy.
Angel right
Yeah.
after Angel happens, and then he's in Bones.
Bones
I
Forever.
was looking at like when the year Angel ended, the following year Bones started,
Damn. All
and then
right.
Bones ends in like 2017, and the same year Bones ends, SEAL Team starts.
Damn.
So he was on Bones for like 12, 13 years.
Yeah.
And like SEAL Team's on season 3,
Yeah.
so it's probably gonna run for like at least 7 more years, 3 more years or whatever. So that this dude's
Yeah.
been on TV every single year since 96, 97.
Damn.
Which means that he is not only one of the most rich guys on TV, he's probably making like 100 grand per episode,
I can see that.
150 grand per episode. But it's consistent, and that goes back to I think him knowing kind of his style of acting. He fits kind of the same role. Like his character in SEAL Team is very much the same guy as him in Bones, just
Yeah.
less funny.
Right.
So SEAL Team, it's fine. Then I watched Beastie Boys Story, which was the
Okay.
documentary from Spike Jonze and Beastie Boys on Apple TV, and it's essentially a live documentary stage play where the two Beastie Boys who are still alive come out and they have a documentary on the big screen behind them, and they have an audience in front of them, and they are doing like a live like stage reading of like kind of like their career.
Interesting. So it's like live commentary, basically.
Live commentary, like a TED talk about the Beastie Boys history,
Interesting.
which I would have preferred it just to be a full on like
Yeah, I think I'd prefer an actual
documentary.
just documentary. Yeah.
Because there's enough footage of MCA, who's the guy who died from cancer. There's
Mhm.
enough interviews with him, I imagine, where you could just do a regular documentary, and then also
Yeah.
have documentary with the two other guys, with Mike D and Ad Rock, and it would still be fine. So it's fine. It's a fine documentary if you want to call it that, but
Okay.
they kind of skip. My biggest problem with it was that they really dive into beginning years up to like the first two albums, and they kind of just skip right to their last
Oh.
show, and they kind of there's like
Hmm.
years in there where I wish they talked about more, but
Yeah.
it's fine. And lastly, Last Dance is still going on ESPN, the Michael Jordan documentary. I just finished the last episode that came out last night. There's 2 episodes per week. Episode
Yeah.
6, I just finished like or before we did the podcast, started doing the podcast. So It's
Okay.
still good. It's Michael Jordan. It's ESPN. It's still really good.
I'll
Um,
probably watch that because I know apparently it's not coming out on Netflix until all 10 episodes have aired. So I'll probably watch it once all 10
well,
episodes have aired.
is it
But
confirmed for USA Netflix or just Europe?
it's confirmed for USA Netflix once it's completely aired.
Okay.
If you actually had like a VPN and you went on
Yeah.
like a UK Netflix, it's there like right now.
Because
So
some ESPN stuff like it's Netflix in Europe, but it's still only on ESPN Plus for America.
yeah.
So I mean, as long as that's specified. And
Mhm.
obviously the last thing that I watched was Extraction.
I was gonna bring this up in case you didn't because I totally forgot that I watched that. Yeah.
Yeah, was
Uh,
Extraction.
Fucking killer movie.
Yeah, I think I think Chris Hemsworth. I was gonna say Chris Pratt. I think Chris Hemsworth came out and was like, "This is gonna be the Netflix's most viewed movie of all time."
They say that every time that there's a popular movie
But
on Netflix. I don't give
since
a
you can't see the stats, I
Yeah,
can't.
you can't see the stats unless it's there was something that came out. I think Tiger King was the one that came out where they actually released like the Nielsen ratings. And I was like that surprised me because they've never released Nielsen ratings for
Well, I
fucking
think it was
Netflix shit
like I
before.
think they said that it was like this movie has had like 90 million views, or a couple days ago when I saw this news article it was like within the first
Yeah.
weekend or whatever it was like 90 million views or
I
some
imagine
shit.
so, dude. I mean, that's a good thing about Netflix putting out anything right now is that like I mean, the majority of people are just at home, so like you put
Yeah.
something new out, they're going to fucking watch it.
Well,
So,
it doesn't help or doesn't hurt that it's such a good quality movie.
I think it helps because I think
That's why I'm saying like not only are
yeah.
you bored at home,
Oh yeah, but
but
it's
it's
like
fucking
good,
but it's a
good.
good quality. You
Yeah.
know, it's not like it's a Netflix movie. It's like a fucking like this is something that if Netflix didn't buy this project,
If this movie came out of the theaters, I could still see this movie making like a good amount of money.
I mean, it would make the John Wick money or the Raid
Yeah.
money, you know, which is fine. It would be instantaneously into that action category of like, classic
Yeah.
action film right away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it doesn't help that it's a Russo brothers movie
Probably, yeah.
that they wrote.
And it's got well, I think just the one Russo brother wrote it. I
Well,
think because I
well, it's
think just
based
wrote.
on their comic book that they made.
Is it okay?
Yeah, it's called like
Interesting.
See You Dad or See You Dad or some shit. Some
Sounds
comic book
like.
that they both wrote, and I know that I think Joe did the
I think
script for this one or
Joe
whatever.
wrote the script, yeah.
Um,
And then it's got the stunt guy who did the directing, and it's
right,
the fucking
Sam Hargrave
yeah.
or something.
I think it's Hargrave, but yeah, it's just fucking fantastic action choreography. Fucking
Yeah,
fantastic.
I mean,
That oneer with that car chase is like fucking phenomenal.
well,
It's like
did you see the behind the scenes shot of that?
no, I didn't, but it reminded me of like fucking Child of Man, like that kind of like oneer of like, because it's the same type of thing where it's like a oneer in a car chase, and it's like
Well, if there was a behind the scenes shot I saw on Twitter of the director like getting strapped in front of a car to film it,
oh yeah, I
and
heard about that because
it
I watched a little bit on I think IGN did like a watch party with Chris
yeah.
Hemsworth and the director. And I think they were talking about that. That yeah, Hargrave like strapped himself to the
I
top of
mean,
the fucking vehicle.
it reminds me more of the Raid 2 car scene because
Yeah.
the Raid 2 has they're driving on the road and the
Mm.
director's like getting in and out of the car with the camera and all this kind of shit. They're like pulling him in and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but like I said to you after I finished watching it, is that this movie is it's the Raid.
Yeah.
It is absolutely the Raid. I mean, it's John Wick with the Raid. It's a combination of both of
Yeah.
them. It has the Raid in terms of choreography, in terms of like shot selection,
Yeah.
and in terms of the how they approach the combat scenes.
Mhm.
But it's John Wick in terms of the gunplay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I think that's a good thing about yeah, because it's basically yeah, like the raid action choreography, but with
with the guns.
guns, with guns.
Yeah, and it shows me too, like
They do have that really good street scene though, where they both use knives, which I think is a really really good fight choreography as well between him and the Indian guy.
yeah, like
I don't remember his fucking name. He's his baby,
Sanjay.
the babysitter, whatever the
I
fuck.
don't know his name. Yeah, I feel like though, I really wish that I hated the ending.
Yeah, I was see because you. It's funny that you mentioned that because when you were texting me, You were like, oh, I'm like halfway through it, and I just finished it when you said that. It's like I can't wait for this to be a trilogy, and I was like, nah, I don't think it's gonna be a trilogy.
No, I absolutely 100%. You're wrong. It's going to be absolutely a trilogy.
I don't know.
It's going to.
I mean, the director was talking about it. The director basically said he's fucking dead. So
He's fucking dead. Then why would you give me the ending shot of the white guy at the pool?
because they'd done test screenings and people wanted him to live.
Well, duh. Duh. It's Chris
Yeah.
Hemsworth. Like,
Yeah.
listen, that's exactly why I know it's going to be at least another sequel. If it's not going to be a sequel, it's going to be a prequel.
I don't know how you bring it back though. It's not like John Wick shit where it's like John Wick still fucking lived at the end of the movie.
I think that they would be, not only would they be dumb not to make one or two more.
Oh no, they don't. They'd be dumb to not do it.
This director's going to look at Gareth Evans and be like, okay, I need at least one more.
Yeah.
Because there's now look, if this movie ended the way the Raid 2 ended, that'd be like he's dead. Rama is either dead or he's done being a cop. Because there's that story, or that article came out a few weeks ago, or this past week I think, of Gareth Evans talking about potentially the Grade 3 story, where he's like saying like, there's no way Rama is going back undercover because what he's done to his family is so shitty. Like he's been like in jail for however long, then he's done. If he survives at the end of this movie in the Raid 3, he would be like done being a cop or something. He'd be at home with his family.
Yeah.
This movie ending is so ambiguous. It's movie reality. Getting shot in the neck don't matter because if we believe in reality of action sequences, like John Wick is dead.
That's true.
John Wick ran through the city with a gut shot.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth's fallen off a building, hit by a car. He would be dead.
Yeah.
So getting shot in the neck on a bridge where your helicopter's right next to you, you jump in the water. Jump in the water is clear sign for I'm still alive. Now, if you want to kill him, fucking kill him. Like just kill him, But don't.
Yeah, you can kill him like the babysitter and just shoot him right in the head. So.
Just kill him, or have him like blasted like RoboCop and then he dies and falls down. But don't give me.
Then he becomes the new RoboCop.
Right. Don't give me the water thing and then the pool scene, because that means to me that he's either still alive. Because why would you have any other white person that talks to this kid? There's no other reason to, unless David Harbour's still alive and he's like, "Yo, fuck you, kid," But
I thought David Harbour fucking dead.
Exactly. So it has to be Chris Hemsworth. It has to be Tyler Rake. And if they don't want to do a sequel, then you do prequels.
Yeah.
They would be super dumb not to make at least one more Raid style.
Yeah.
You'd be super dumb not to make one more Raid style, because the budget is so low for these kind of movies, especially filming in like foreign countries.
Yeah.
And the countries will pay you to film there.
Yeah.
Like I guarantee India paid Netflix to film there and use Indian actors, so you're even paying them less money.
Yeah.
Your highest budget is fucking two dudes.
Yeah.
It's David Harbour and fucking Chris Hemsworth. So
I did not expect David Harbour to fucking show up.
No, that was I.
No, I was what the fuck?
You do one more in like Brazil. Dude, like come on. A prequel? Like
I don't know. At this point, I don't want to see Brazil because I feel like it would just end up being Fast and the Furious 6, and I don't want that. I want something different. I would almost want something like... I don't know where else you would go, though.
Triple Frontier. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, maybe. I guess.
I 100% know. Like, I might as well have a fucking source. They're making another one.
You got that inside knowledge?
Even Chris Hemsworth on his little Instagram live was like, I'm down.
Because, of course you'd be down.
Because it was fucking fun to make. It's the best movie he's ever made.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other movie he's done that comes close to the quality of this movie.
Yeah.
Like, Avengers, eat dicks. Like, doesn't matter. Like, this is the physically best I've seen him do anything. Like, this is what he needs to do.
I don't know, man. Fat Thor was pretty physical.
Well, Fat Thor was super great, and clearly he's a good actor, obviously, but, like, this is what he needs to do.
Yeah. No, I mean, as far as Chris Hemsworth as an actor, I definitely see him being a great action star up there with, like, Stallone and, Van Damme and Willis and all those other guys. And
because
so,
I will say this.
I would prefer him to go down this route, for sure.
I will say this about this movie in his performance as this extractor mercenary guy.
Yeah.
comparatively, I'm going to say this very with the choice words,
Okay.
was infinitely more believable in um, gritty and crunchy and however you want to than Keanu Reeves. Because Keanu Reeves is 55 and the judo moves make sense, all the takedowns, whatever, and the gunplay makes sense.
Right.
But he's also very slim, and him fighting four guys doing judo, the punches are very pulled. There, you can still tell that the hitting in John Wick. You watch it and go, yeah, okay. I mean, okay. The punches in this look like the Raid, where it
Yeah.
makes me think that the stunt coordinators are going, you know what? Either throw them and we'll take them,
Yeah.
or we're filming this scene where we trust our guys to really put power, like Jackie Chan style. Because in like
Yeah.
the Raid, like they're like, throw them, throw those punches. We're gonna take the falls, we'll take the bumps, hit them, throw them, make it look fucking brutal. Whereas in
Yeah.
John Wick, they don't look brutal.
Yeah.
They don't. They look great. They look fun. They're cool, but they don't look brutal. Nothing that John Wick does makes me go, oh God, right?
Yeah.
But like the fucking entry fight scene when he's in the room with the boy, kills the whole
Yeah.
room. Like that scene makes you go, dude, this is fucking Banshee. This is the Raid. This is the Raid hallway scene in the first one. Like it's
Yeah.
crunchy. It's brutal. It's ultra violent in the sense of like a fucking, you know, like Drive or something like that, where
Yeah.
like, or like even like the only other equivalent currently right now who makes fucking gritty, bone crunching action scenes is the fucking guy who made Brawl and Cell Block 99, Bone Tomahawk,
Oh
and
yeah.
Drive Across Concrete. I forget his name. That's
Um.
the only other guy who
Fuck. What
makes
was his
fucking
name?
like excessive,
Can't remember.
ultra violent like there's a scene in Cell Block where Vince Vaughn like snaps this prison guard's arm, and you
Yeah.
just like, watch it, like a wide shot of him snapping the arm, where he drags this guy's face across the concrete, and like you just fucking see this bone. Like that's the only other movie that's like super.
Craig Zoller.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, uh, Chris Hemsworth is built,
Yeah.
physically fit to where it's believable there. I mean, in his gunplay, surprisingly, like, it looked good.
His gunplay was on point.
I mean
I wasn't mad about it.
I'll give Keanu Reeves the benefit, the plus on that. He trained way more for his gun stuff, and
He
it's
trains a
obvious.
lot for his
And
gunplay.
it's very obvious that his gun stuff is. But I also think that if Keanu Reeves was Chris Hemsworth age, then it would be like that. But since Keanu Reeves is fucking 5 years away from being 60 or whatever,
Yeah.
I mean I can't knock the guy for that. But I mean, still.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying.
They're making another one. He's alive, duh. And if he is dead, then they're making a prequel.
Yeah.
They'll make it work around. It'll be like the extraction. No, it won't even call it extraction. It'll be called like some other one syllable word or one word
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think a prequel is infinitely more possible than a sequel, but I would be more disappointed if it was a prequel. I want to see more from his character, where he was at. Because I mean, I would be disappointed because all of his character growth was in this movie. I don't care about like what happened after his son died until he got to this movie because
Well, okay. What about this? A prequel where his family's still alive.
that'd be interesting. But I mean, until his family died, he was just a soldier. So,
But they never said if he was he still a mercenary when his family was alive, or did he leave the army?
no, he was still a soldier because they talked about in the thing that he left on his third tour when his son died.
Well, no, he left when his son was dying.
Right, and his son died while he was still overseas.
Right, but so when he comes back, maybe he still has his wife's like, what's going on? They're trying to figure it out,
Maybe.
or you do a military style movie where he's still in the military doing special ops stuff. That's still fucking cool.
I could see that. Yeah, I'd be down for that.
Or he's just a fucking live because again, he had him there at the pool, man. So he's clearly alive.
I mean, it's a great excuse for them to just say that he's alive with that last scene. So I can see it.
I mean, after everything else he's fucking been through in the movie, I mean, come on, a throat shot's nothing.
Also, he needs to get revenge on that fucking kid who shot him in the back like a bitch.
Oh, dude, that guy. I want him. That's that shit that I hate about that movie, man. Like I
Yeah.
hate that shit about this movie. That's my
That little runt street rat
that
kid.
was the
Yeah.
like my number one like most like biggest grievance. I was like
Mm.
when he was fighting them, I was like hoping he would just fucking kill the kid. Like I was
Yeah.
just hoping he would fucking kill the kid. Like I wanted him to like I wanted the director to make that scene extra brutal.
Yeah.
Like extra brutal. Like like
More brutal than him like slamming kids in the side of fucking
yeah,
vans.
I wanted the scene to be like like he fucking like John Wick shotguns the fucking thing. Also, by the way, that wasn't that in this movie too?
He didn't use a shotgun.
There's a oh, you know what it was in? You know what it was actually it was in? It was in Blade. I was watching Blade yesterday, and the opening scene of Blade, where he has the shotgun with the spikes and the shotgun.
Yeah.
Um, he puts the spike part of the shotgun it's empty, and he's like loads it and shoots it. That's because in John Wick he has the empty gun, he loads it up and shoots the guy.
Yeah.
So, all right, well that's a very similar movie, I guess.
Great stuff.
So we can move
Great
in.
movies all around.
Yeah.
Blade, John Wick, Extraction.
But
Great movie.
I want to say this again about Blade because I only watched
Blade's a great fucking movie.
I only watched the opening scene, then I stopped because I just wanted to watch the opening scene.
I fucking love Blade. Blade is such a good fucking movie.
So the guy in Blade, the opening, is Kenny Johnson. I didn't know that. Kenny Johnson.
Is that the guy with the long hair or whatever?
Kenny Johnson is a guy from the Shield. He's also in SWAT. He's one of the main characters of SWAT.
Is he?
I didn't know this, so I'm watching Blade the opening. I go, oh my god, it's the guy from SWAT. I'm like, it's the same dude, just fucking 20 years ago, or whatever. Which is really weird. He's the one human he's the human dinner that they bring to the club.
Okay.
But it makes me laugh so much because that opening is so badass. I mean, we talked
that
before.
Opening is crazy, dude.
We've talked before about it, but it's such a well done opening where like one, it's the 90s, it's super 90s, and then the vampires go crazy. They start fucking fanging out, and then the blood's coming down.
They have a giant fucking blood rave. It's
Yeah,
fucking
and
sick.
then-
Blake comes in with his fucking trench coat and his fucking dark sunglasses on.
It's not even that. It's how it happens. Like the blood's coming down. Vampires are getting all horny and shit.
Oh, you mean the techno music pumping?
Techno music's pumping. The DJ has flashlights on the side of his head. They're flashing the lights.
Yeah.
Kenny Johnson's like, oh no, freaking out. He starts crawling away. They're kicking him and shit. He's crawling away. He crawls, and he stops. And the camera pans up, and you see a pair of black boots.
Oh.
And then it comes around behind the boots, and the crowd's like, Daywalker. And it comes up to him, and it's like, dude, the best reveal of a superhero,
It's such
or whatever you want to call Blade. And then fucking,
he's a superhero. He kills vampires.
They keep calling him weirdo and shit, and it's like, dude, I cannot wait.
I cannot
wait
for
Mahershala Ali
to be fucking Blade. I can't wait.
But my one downside, and here's the problem with Mahershala.
I will say this too, because I think it's about to be the same thing, is that I've never seen him do action.
I've never seen him throw a kick.
Yeah, I've never seen him do action.
But Wesley Snipes is a martial arts guy.
Yeah.
That's him. That's
fucking Demolition Man, baby. Fucking.
So it makes me concerned that I'm gonna see a very boring, static Blade.
That would be the most disappointing thing.
Also, I wonder.
Blade's a cool ass character. He needs to do cool ass shit.
I wonder if how he's gonna play Blade too, because in this movie in Wesley Snipes' version of Blade, he's like serious like 90% of the time.
But he has jokes. He's a joke character.
Like, there's a scene in the hospital. Was it the hospital scene or is it in the?
Oh yeah, in Blade 1 where he's like he gets shot by a police officer and he's like, you motherfucker!
Like, motherfucker, what? I'm like,
must be outside your fucking mind.
I'm like, so wait, is Mahershala gonna do that too? Like, is he gonna be like 90% serious and then jokes like 10% of the time? Like,
I don't know. I feel like it's the Marvel formula where it's like 50% serious, 50% jokes.
But I also wonder too, like, I feel like Mahershala is gonna be older than.
He's gonna be so much older.
Older than Wesley Snipes was.
Well, I think he's already older than Wesley Snipes than when Wesley Snipes originally played Blade.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's
gonna. And he's gonna be. It's gonna be even longer because because Blade's not coming out till like 2022 or something.
Mahershala Ali is 46 right now.
Yeah.
So Wesley Snipes is 57 right now. So
Yeah, so he was like 30
let's do
something.
some math. I think Blade came out in 1998.
I think so. He was like 30 something when Blade came out. He was like 38 or something like
So
that.
hold on, let me do some quick math. Um, 2020 minus 1998.
22 years. What?
57 minus 22 is 35.
Yeah, so he's fucking young buck,
He was a
man.
35-year-old also martial artist guy who was also jacked.
That's the other thing too, is that like I don't know. I mean, like Mahershala has like a good body in True Detective, which is the last thing that I saw him in. But like, I've never seen him do action.
But 11 years older than a guy who made his career doing action stuff.
Unless they
Like
do the John Wick shit, which would be cool. But
you
like,
can't have Blade be doing fucking judo.
I don't know.
And he
I
can't
don't know
be
what they're gonna do.
he can't be only using guns and swords too.
I mean,
You
I feel like
know?
that's probably what's gonna happen. He's just gonna use his sword and he's gonna use his guns the whole time, which is gonna be lame. I want to see like martial arts shit.
Blade needs to be like fucking out there
Blade's an
like
action star, dude. He's fucking martial arts. Yeah.
I don't know. Man. That'd be like if they like when they did the Punisher if he didn't punch and kick. You know, like
Yeah.
it'd be like no, the Punisher has to do something because he's gonna win at all costs. Like,
Yeah.
or if they overpower Blade and like he punches one punch and like people,
And people like turn into weird CGI skeletons.
yeah.
And,
So like I said, I'm very interested. I'm very excited for it because I love Blade,
Mhm.
but I'm really worried about how they're gonna portray the Blade in terms of like super serious. Is he gonna be funny too,
Right.
or is he not gonna be funny? Which I'm fine with him being very serious. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But I want to know how they're gonna do action. To me, that's
I don't know.
kind
I
of
think he's gonna
concerning.
be more funny than serious. I mean, it's just based on the
It's
way
fucking
that
Blade
Marvel.
though.
Yeah, but I mean, just look at everything that Marvel has done now, and it's just like they just no matter what it is, they always leans towards more comedy than seriousness. That's just the way that Marvel works now.
Well, they should bring back what's his name to play Frost
Yeah, the fucking uh, god damn it,
because the show is canceled.
Steven Dorff.
Because yeah, his show is canceled, so he might as well be
Wait,
in
his
it.
show got canceled? What was
Yeah,
it, Deputy or whatever?
Deputy. He got canceled, so might as
He
well
was great. He was great in True Detective.
yeah, just let him play
Yeah,
Frost
let him
again.
be. Let him be.
Bring
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 Steven Dorff back
bring him back to play Frost. Bring back the guy who plays the other guy.
from Blade
Because
2.
no,
Yeah.
no, the guy from
With the
Blade 1.
vampire mouth.
The guy from Blade 1. The
Oh.
Frost is like side guy.
Oh, the guy with the redneck.
The guy from
Is he from something else?
from Grounded for Life, and he played Bullock in Gotham.
Oh, did he?
He was the other main character alongside what's his name, Benjamin, whatever the fuck his name is, or Ben
That's
something,
the
or
same dude.
yeah,
Besides Ben McKenzie.
yeah, that's the same guy. He was his partner.
What the fuck? I didn't
Yeah.
even think of that.
So
Hold
these
on.
guys are still working. They still look pretty much the same.
Oh look. Really? Damn. I guess that is him.
So
He
if
looks
they
not
look,
what I was.
they look pretty much the same. So if you're gonna cast him, then just fucking put him back in as what the fuck his name is.
I don't remember what his fucking name was in Blade.
I don't.
I got.
He's guy gets burned alive and then kills people in the hospital. That's all I remember.
Yeah.
That's
He
his
gets
name.
stabbed. He Wesley Blades puts 2 spikes in his shoulders and then he fucking burns him and he doesn't die somehow, which is beyond.
Because they put him out.
Did they? But everybody else,
the
it's
cops
like
put
you
him out.
burn. Yeah, but everybody else is like burned and it's like insta death, and he is like, no, I'm still alive.
Well, you have to have some sort of like no plot armor for the
I guess
story.
so. Yeah, I guess so.
That's gonna be interesting to see how they're. That's supposed to be a TV show, right?
Yeah, because it's supposed to be on Disney Plus, which is another thing, which is like it does not feel like something. Blade is not something that fits on Disney Plus.
Is there a release date for that yet or no?
I think it's. I don't think they had an official date because, the whole thing the whole thing is that it's just after Phase 4. I think the Blade TV show is like the part 1 of Phase 5, whatever Phase 5 is. So.
How do you think they're gonna really like combine? Because they haven't done this yet, right? They've done the like supernatural in the sense of like magic.
Right, with Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange and even like Iron Fist. but they haven't
Yeah.
done like paranormal yet. I wonder how they're going to combine that, because that makes you feel like, okay, how did Daredevil and the Punisher run around New York City this whole time and not fucking fight a vampire?
I feel like they're not going to set in New York City, which would be a misstep, but I don't know how. I don't know how you could like, but also I don't know because now I feel like they're at that point where they're kind of ignoring the Netflix stuff and they're just like, the Netflix stuff didn't happen because
Yeah.
Disney didn't make it. So I feel like that might also be part of it. But it's weird because at the same time, that stuff is connected to the MCU. Like they talk about fucking
Yeah.
the Avengers 1 in like all the fucking shows and all that shit. So I don't know. But I could totally see them just like ignoring all the Netflix stuff and being like, "Oh, Blade's in New York and blah blah blah." I don't
What?
know.
Give me one. What about you think about who are they going to cast for Whistler?
Who? Jeff Bridges.
Because they Jeff Bridges won't do Whistler.
Jeff Bridges would totally do Whistler.
I don't think he will. I mean, even
You know what they'll do? They'll
what
put a reunion together. They do Viggo Mortensen to be Whistler. Get that Green Book reunion.
that would be it. Here's the problem with that, right? Whistler's supposed to be older,
Viggo Mortensen's old.
not like by like 20 years or anything. By like
Well,
what,
that's true. But
10
also,
years?
well, that's another problem is that Mahershala Ali's so old. Who the fuck you gonna get that's older than him?
Well, I mean, that's what's great about having Wesley Snipes and Chris Christopherson. That Chris Christopherson was like so much older than him.
Yeah. Although I will say that Mahershala Ali looks young.
Yeah, I mean, with makeup and shit, he'll look young enough.
Yeah.
So let me look at this. Phase
I don't know
4.
who we cast. I don't know who would be like the big. Who's the big like old person that would like
Do you
fit
think?
well?
Do you think they're gonna make Whistler a black guy or white guy or Asian guy or somebody?
They'll probably just keep with him being a white guy. I don't know why they wouldn't. I mean, they already got Blade being like the main character. I don't feel like they need to slug in another black guy just cause.
You know, it's not even on the. I'm looking at Wikipedia right now, and it's not even on the Phase 4 slate. It was Phase 5.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the first part of Phase 5.
So we're like not even close.
No, yeah, no, that's the other. That's what I'm saying. Like Mahershala Ali's gonna be so old by the time because I don't think because Phase 4 is not even supposed to end until like 2023 or some shit like that.
Here's just 2022. On
Okay,
Wikipedia it says that Falcon Winter
so Blade's
Soldier.
so Blade's not even supposed to be out until like 2023.
Well, it says
At
here on Wikipedia, which obviously could be wrong, that Falcon Winter Soldier is the first one coming out. That's August 2020. Then WandaVision, December 2020. Loki is early 2021. What If is mid 2021.
Okay.
Something else. And then Hawkeye is 2022. Miss Marvel is 2022. Moon Knight is 2022. And She-Hulk is 2022.
That's a lot of fucking shit. Yeah, also, it's a lot of fucking shit for them not putting out a single fucking Marvel TV show yet.
That's too long. And they really missed the window here.
I really feel like, I feel like they did. I feel like they announced it too early. If they're gonna wait that long, because people want Blade now. People like Blade. People like Blade the character. People want Blade now. I feel like it's a missed opportunity. I don't even feel like we talked about this at the time. How like big of a fuck up this is.
Oh, it's absolutely a mess fuck up. Because like, you're gonna give me stuff that I don't care about. I mean,
You're gonna make me wait for the one thing that I care about.
Which, again, obviously I understand that. Whatever. But, look. I say this all the time because people get mad when people say this. I am Asian American, right? I am a Rice fan, right? I like stuff. My dogs are alive, but my mom grew up telling me, like, you know what, if your dog keeps misbehaving, maybe we'll have him for dinner. That's a joke my mom used to say all the time, right? So, but I'm saying that because I don't give a shit about Shang-Chi. I want Blade. I want Blade. I don't give a shit about the Eternals. I want Blade. Hold on a second. I'm losing you.
I'm fucking about that. I want Blade. That's really. I mean, I'm fine with the Falcon Winter Soldier movie. I'm fine with that. I like those characters, but I'm gonna fuck about one. I don't care about Loki. I don't. Position that everybody else fucking Loki. I don't care about that. I don't care about She-Hulk. What was the other one that you said? Hawkeye's fine. I'm fine with Hawkeye. What was the other ones? You
Uh,
said another one too.
WandaVision,
I don't
Loki,
care. Nah,
Miss Marvel.
definitely don't give a fuck about that.
Yeah,
Um, and there was another one after.
the what if
Oh well,
stuff.
I mean,
Yeah.
the what if's fine. I mean, those are fun because it's just one-offs. So I'm fine with like the one-off storytelling. That actually makes me more excited for that because I don't have to watch like 10 fucking episodes. I can just watch the ones that I want. So that's more interesting to me. Um, but yeah, I just want Blade. That's all I want.
I just want Blade. That's literally all I want is Blade.
I've wanted Blade for like 15 fucking years since like Blade
Yeah,
Trinity came out, and that movie was fucking dog shit.
that movie was dog shit. All right, well, let's move into the news of the week, which we don't have much, but we got one big thing.
We got a big thing, huge, some would say.
Um, I'm gonna preface this, and I want to ask you a question, Zach, about this.
Okay.
So, The Last of Us 2 got leaked. Oh, hold on, Zach, I lost you. Oh, there you. I got you
Oh,
back.
am I still here?
You were frozen for a little
You
bit.
got it? Okay.
Um,
Oh, okay.
The Last of Us
Did
2.
you
Go ahead.
read them?
Yo, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I did too.
Okay,
It took me a while
yeah.
to find them. They scrubbed them pretty clean, but I found them.
Well,
Um,
I read them the day after they got leaked. I couldn't find any good video. I was able to find.
I couldn't find the
I
video.
was
I could
find
only find the details.
I could only find uh, the Joel scene, but it was like a really.
I couldn't even find that.
I could only find that, and it was someone filming a screen recording from someone else's phone.
Damn.
I couldn't find
Oh,
any.
fuck.
So like, okay, Last of Us 2 got leaked. Essentially,
It did.
the game got leaked to YouTube.
Yeah.
Cutscenes.
There were not the whole
everything.
thing, but there were certain key cutscenes, and I think there was some gameplay that got
Mhm.
leaked. But more than that, story details got leaked.
Major cutscenes got leaked to the internet. Um, Sony initially were saying that it was a disgruntled employee who
Yeah.
leaked it because, well, we all know that Naughty Dog has one been crunching and two has not been paying employees.
Yeah. And also, it's just not nice to their employees in general.
Yeah, and most of their staff has left, according to some other reports.
Yeah.
But apparently now it was saying that it's hackers now who found like a loophole
I
in some
actually
of the
didn't
code.
see this update. Interesting.
Yeah, today and early last night I was seeing articles saying that it was hackers found some loophole in some prior games that they were able to use to kind of like get into a system or something and find the. I don't care who did it. I don't care how they did it. I don't give a shit about that. My question is this: knowing that the leaks happened.
And they're real because basically Naughty Dog confirmed that they're real.
Yeah, because the leaks come out and they give them an official release date.
They give an official release date, and then Naughty Dog releases a statement saying, we hope the journey of blah 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 will be better than," but basically saying that you should experience the game for yourself." And I'm like, okay, so these are fucking real.
We are heartbroken for our staff. Eat dicks,
Yeah.
Naughty Dog. Okay, Zach.
Fuck Neil Druckmann, by the way. Fuckman, as I like to call him.
Read some transcripts.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the leaks? How do you feel about leaks overall in terms of games, in terms of movies? Is it immoral? Was it good? Was it bad? How do you feel about it? How do you feel about the game? Are you going to buy it now? How is this? Before you answer, I will give you my quick opinion on this real quick before I dive in more later.
Okay.
This is absolutely the best thing that could have happened for me. I'll say that. Zach, now I'll take it over to you.
Okay. So you laid out a couple questions. I'm going to try to tackle them one by one. So, how I feel about the leaks for Last of Us 2. I really don't feel any other way about it because that goes to another answer, which is I wasn't planning on buying the game in the first place. This just furthered my resolve that I don't give a fuck about this game.
Right.
Because I liked Last of Us 1, but I feel like that's a story that was told in and of itself. I don't really need a continuation of that story. I feel like it was contained pretty well. I mean, they had the obvious thing where they could put a sequel in there if they wanted to, but I really didn't need one. I thought it was fine where it was, where the first game ended up, and I was fine with leaving the story what it was. So I was not the least bit really excited about this game at all. I didn't really care about it other way. There were other games that I cared about infinitely more, like Final Fantasy VII Remake or Ghost of Tsushima or Cyberpunk. So
Right.
this game really wasn't high on my list at all. And this just furthered my resolve that I wasn't going to buy this game. Now, to the second question, which is how do I feel about leaks in general? Normally, I think they're generally, I would generally consider them to be immoral and wrong. I think it's wrong to take something that people have spent a lot of their time and effort and energy and put a lot of, for a lot of people, they put their heart and souls into these games, and especially when you're at a place like Naughty Dog where you're crunching all the fucking time, which means you're working ungodly hours for a game that if you're crunching and you're willing to deal with the crunch, it's a game that you care a lot about. It's something that's near and dear to your heart. And so the fact that like you take all that effort and kind of like shit all over it by saying, "Oh, here's everything that all they're working on, and you don't have to pay for it or give them any money for all this effort they've been putting in." I feel like that's kind of shitty overall. That's my general opinion about leaks in general. I'm glad these fucking leaks happened because this game's fucking garbage.
Yeah.
Fuck this game. Fuck Naughty Dog. They've been fucking dog shit since fucking Uncharted 4. The gameplay in Uncharted 4 was great, but that story was fucking garbage.
Yeah, I don't care about leaks. I don't care. I have no emotional reaction to it. I don't feel bad for the people who made the game. I don't feel bad because leaks and spoilers don't bother me. Because I will still buy the product if I want it. Because I will enjoy the journey.
Yeah,
the journey matters to me. I don't care about the ending. The ending matters zero.
I think it's different for me with games between movies, especially because I think especially with games, I think the journey is just as big of a part of it for me, especially in a game where you're playing a game for like 30 hours. I mean, you're going on the whole journey. I mean, for me, it's like I knew the ending of Last of Us before I played it, and I still enjoyed playing that game and like knowing like where it led and all that stuff.
Well, to me, it really comes down to, especially with games where you're investing so many hours.
Yeah.
The ending or parts of the story have to be so atrocious to make me say fuck the journey. Like
Last of Us 2.
Jedi Fallen Order. That ending is such trash where it makes me go, you know what? The gameplay could be amazing. It could be the most cool Star Wars game of all time, but that ending is such bullshit that I am not going to waste my hours or my dollars for that game. Even if the game is completely great. That ending is such trash.
I still enjoyed Jedi Fallen Order.
Could you imagine, Zach, going to see Star Wars in the movie theater for 3 hours? That's the story we get, and the ending is this. You know what? But delete. Could you imagine walking out of the theater and you would be okay with that? No, you'd be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
That's like, because in all honesty, that's a waste of fucking time.
Yeah.
That means that your whole
fucking
journey...
Last Jedi right there.
Now, again, journeys matters more than the ending, but the ending still has to be beneficial to the journey.
I mean, you want to end up somewhere that's significant and important and that justifies, the 40-hour trek that you fucking took.
When I was playing Final Fantasy X and I find out that you're a dream, I was like, okay, that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
That's the whole joke about, it was a dream. It was a dream. It was a dream, That's stupid bullshit writing. Fallen Order, we find all the list of the potential Jedi, and we're going to just delete them.
Yeah, but I also think that's the limitation of, I mean, not to excuse the game, but I think that's the limitation of, where they place their game and the limitations of being in this Disney Star Wars universe.
If you know beforehand, don't tell that story.
Yeah,
tell a better story.
I think it would have been better if they'd put in that story in a different timeline.
Either kill him, have him die in a great battle, or go into hiding like Yoda.
Should have fucking got killed by Darth Vader, dude. God damn.
Or do something else, because that ending to me is completely waste of time. That's a waste of hours for me to play a game for that to be the ending. Yeah. So with Last of Us, with the leaks coming out and me reading them and me even seeing, spoiler alert, Joel's death, having played Last of Us and loving it so much because of the storytelling, that is such a great emotional story, cinematic story of a man who had a family and then lost it at the
Yeah.
beginning of the game, and I cried at the beginning of the game, and
Yeah.
then you fucking play this whole game and he's slowly learning to love again,
Yeah.
even though he has become such a emotionless survivalist in this world. Whereas I seen the first game where you get ambushed by these like fucking like pieces of shit, and
Yeah.
Ellie is like passing comments like, "How'd you know that was gonna happen?" He's like, "Cause I fucking I survive. I've been there. I've done it.
Yeah.
You know, like I've done it before."
Yeah.
So, and then to come into this game and you play as a character you don't fucking care about, and you get to play
Yeah.
as this character to kill the character that you love,
Yeah.
is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's just bad storytelling, and it reeks of you know what? I like Game of Thrones too. So I'm just gonna kill everyone you care about, and I'm gonna be so edgy, and oh, I'm such a deep dark writer. You know, I'm gonna kill the people you. Yeah, it's called bad storytelling.
Yeah.
It's called bad storytelling. What it is, because
Yeah.
I had hours to learn to care about this relationship between these two people,
Mm-hmm.
and you're gonna shit on that and be like, oh well, because revenge is bad. That's fucking stupid. That's a fucking waste of time. So to me,
No. Yeah.
these leaks are literally me going, you know what? The journey ain't worth it. Clearly,
No. Well, I mean, to me, the journey was. I mean, like I said earlier, the journey was never worth it to me because I just didn't. I mean, to me, Naughty Dog didn't justify a second journey to
no,
me
definitely not.
at all. Even from the first pitch, from that first trailer, I was like, I don't give a fuck because
Yeah,
it was clearly like Ellie centric, and I was like, Ellie's fine, but like I don't give a fuck about her. I care about
yeah,
Joel. Joel's character I care about. I don't give a fuck about your fucking piece of shit DLC that like made me try to care about her because I didn't play the DLC because I don't give a fuck about Ellie. I
right.
give a fuck about Joel. Joel's the cool ass character. Joel's the fucking father figure. He's the guy who I aspire to be as a fucking man. Loves his daughter. Does anything for his daughter, and then his heart gets fucking broken when she gets fucking killed. It basically wrecks him as a fucking person. Um, yeah, no, it was heartbreaking.
No, I'm fine with. I didn't play the DLCs, but I'm fine with them because they build story for that character. I'm fine, and I don't care that she's gay. I don't care about any of that shit. I don't care about any of
Yeah,
that bullshit. That's storytelling. I'm fine with that.
I don't give a fuck about any of that. It's not that she's gay. I just don't care. I honestly just don't think
What
that
I
Ellie
care
is
about,
that interesting of a character. I think Joel's an interesting or an infinitely more interesting character than Ellie as a character.
what I care about is that in the sequel, allegedly,
Allegedly,
you kill both these characters that you love.
that's the thing that gets me. It's not you don't just kill Joel. You kill fucking Ellie too.
But you also kill Ellie's like girlfriend or whatever.
Oh,
And
you play as her, don't you? I thought you did.
You play as her for the first half of the game, then you play
right,
as
and that's what
this Abby character.
I thought the Abby character was her girlfriend, where it's like the Abby was the character that was like Ellie's girlfriend, and then you have to go kill.
That's like Dina or something or some shit.
Oh,
so you play as Ellie for the first half, and you play as Abby for the last half, from what I understand.
Yeah.
And then, from
what I read.
But then you're okay. So not only can we not just first game we're gay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I'm fine with that. I don't care. Give a shit. Second game, we're gonna kill the gay person as a transgendered person.
Yeah.
From what we understand from the leaks. Because why? Because in the first game, some random fucking doctor that Joe killed. Oh, that's her dad. Okay.
Nobody gives a fuck about some random fucking Firefly doctor that tried to kill Ellie.
Because to me, on an impactful level, storytelling level,
yeah,
creativeness, writing, emotional, Joel making the sacrifice to say fuck humanity, for this girl, to kill all these people to get back instead of choosing humanity, is infinitely more deep and sacrificial than, oh, you killed my dad in the first game, so I'm gonna kill you back. That's not the same level.
No,
that ain't the same. I remember watching interviews with Neil Druckmann when the first game came out, being like, talking about how he has a daughter and like what he would do for his daughter, and that's why that ending made sense to him.
Mm.
So what the fuck are you talking about in this game?
Yeah.
What the fuck's going on in this game?
You want your daughter to fucking
Like,
smash you in the head with a fucking
what's
golf
the
club?
fucking
Like,
problem?
what the
Like,
fuck is this?
so like they aren't equal.
Yeah.
The idea of like, oh, revenge is circular. Fucking, that's played out.
Yeah.
That's played the fuck out. It's a waste of fucking time. And
Yeah.
if I spent years working on a game, and that's the game that I'm making, throw it in the trash can.
Yeah.
Because that's not gonna be well. It's not gonna be perceived well. And if you think it was, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You know, like that's stupid.
That's this
I
fucking
mean,
culture, dude. This fucking culture breeds fucking idiots who think that these fucking ideas work and that people want this fucking bullshit.
it's rough. It's rough because it's not even the same frequency of like emotionalness.
No.
It's not even on the same frequency of like the you can't give me half a game to care about this one girl character, boy, transgendered character, and think that it's gonna make up for me going through a year playing with these two characters and like learning all the dialogue with them, walking through
Yeah.
the wasteland and the sacrifice that Joel makes and all this shit, and you think that I'm gonna give a fuck
Yeah.
of this random ass character and her struggles or his struggles? I'm gonna fucking give a shit.
Yeah.
It's just called being tone deaf to the fucking story. I mean, again, Naughty Dog went and they watched Walking Dead and they watched fucking Game of Thrones and thought they were being clever.
Yeah.
In reality, you take all the people that are gonna buy the game or were gonna buy the game, and half of them said, "You know what? That sounds like ass."
Yeah.
So now we're not gonna buy it.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah, I'd rather put my money toward Ghost of Tsushima, baby.
Which
Fuck
got
yes.
delayed too, right?
Dude, that shit pisses me off, honestly, more than anything else, because I'm pretty sure they gave The Last of Us Ghost of Tsushima's initial release date. I'm like, you fuckers, I don't give a fuck about Last of Us. Give me Tsushima first. Give me that in June. You pushed fucking Last of Us to July.
Well, what is coming out now?
Well, now Ghost is coming out in July.
July what? This July?
I think it's July 22nd.
17.
Yeah, it's like this July, but it was supposed to come out in like fucking June.
That's that's Sucker Punch, right?
Yeah. That was I'm pretty sure when I was looking at it on the PlayStation Store, the initial release date was in like June.
Right. Well, it's still close enough, I guess.
Not close enough for me, dude. I want the game fucking now.
Well, moving into some other quick news.
Talk about a game that doesn't suck ass for 1 second. One quick hot second here.
Go for it.
Did you watch this trailer?
Which one?
Assassin's Creed Valhalla?
Yeah, I did watch it.
Fuck yes, dude. I want this game so fucking bad.
I
just want to play as a Viking again.
I'm mixed on it.
I mean, it's the only thing that mixes me about it is that it's a CGI trailer, so it's not gameplay.
Exactly.
So I don't know what the actual game's going to look like. But if you look at Odyssey and Origins, those games look pretty good.
Oh yeah.
And they're the same team, and they're going to be basically doing what they do in those games, but with Vikings, which is fucking rad. Because I haven't beat Origins, but I played it. It's fun. It's much more RPG heavy than the original Assassin's Creed games, which is I'm fine with. But there's a lot of like leveling of your weapons, and like this weapon does more damage, and I was like, I don't really care about that. I just want to fucking kill people. I haven't played Odyssey yet because it hasn't gone on sale, and I have not got to the point since I beat Assassin's Creed 4 that I want to pay full price for an Assassin's Creed game. So
I will tell you this game worth it.
Which one? Odyssey?
Odyssey. Yeah.
Okay, the Greek one's worth it.
I haven't beat it by any means.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's played it all the way through like twice.
Damn.
And it's fucking huge. Like she's played every mission.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
She's played the entire
hours.
disc and she's just finished playing it again, all the DLC.
Okay.
Like it's a fucking massive game.
Yeah.
I mean, like I think 90 hours per playthrough.
Jesus.
Something like that, some massive number. And it's super RPG. So take that and put it into to a Viking setting, and I'm cool with that. I'm fine with that by all means.
Yeah.
And then they also have like the mythical stuff too. In
Yeah.
Odyssey, you fight like mythical beasts at some point. So
They didn't do that much in Origins, at least where I'd gotten. But yeah, I saw that a lot of part in Odyssey is like you actually facing off against like Greek gods and stuff like that.
well, not
So
really gods, but I mean, there are a couple boss battles I fought for my girlfriend when she was playing it. I played, and the first time she figured out how to do it later, but
hmm
I fought like the Cyclops. I
hmm
fought some like other like these like
you had to face Medusa,
Greek,
right?
yeah, I fought Medusa. The Greek
Yeah.
monster characters, you fight them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's the setting's cool, and I'm happy with that. I
Yeah.
was hoping because no, initially the rumors were going to be it was going to be more like Rome, like Caesar, and I was like, yeah, I've been sweet. I mean, it would have been kind of like similar enough to Odyssey, but I would like to see like Rome. That'd be kind of rad.
Yeah.
But the Valhalla, I mean, it's of course it's going to be Vikings. I mean, it's Vikings are hot right now. Between God of
Vikings are the
War,
hot shit, dude. Fucking The Last Kingdom. You got Vikings, the
yeah,
TV show. You
actual
got
TV show. I mean,
fucking God of War
so
4. Fucking bring Vikings back.
I get it, and it looks
Yeah.
fine from a cinematic trailer. Obviously, no gameplay.
I mean, yeah, I'll
Um,
definitely hold judgment till I see gameplay. But I mean, the trailer got me fucking hyped, dude. I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking jacked. I want to play it.
but what is this trailer you posted? I didn't watch this trailer.
Which one?
The
Uh,
HBO thing.
oh, so this is
What's it called?
this is actually something I'd heard about for a long time, but I didn't know it was actually still coming out. This is a new Bad Robot and Jordan Peele series called Lovecraft Country. It is basically like a supernatural version, supernatural tale kind of with like Lovecraftian horror that takes place in like the Jim Crow South. They call it the
Mhm.
Lovecraft Country, which is like the southern part of the United States. And so it's about this guy, the main guy, who his father disappeared. And it's all about him like trying to track his father down. There ends up being like eldritch horror and stuff like that. I'm super excited for it. It looks rad as shit. It reminds me a lot of honestly, the look of it is very much like it looks like Penny Dreadful, like Los
Yeah.
Angeles. Like it's like that same type of vibe. So yeah, I'm
I'm
down
watching
for
the
it.
trailer right now, and it looks interesting enough.
hmm
I personally don't care about like race stuff. It's there's so much stuff that
Yeah,
there are so many shows that hit on this exact same issue that
yeah.
obviously you can do it a thousand times and it can still be really well done. But like
Mhm.
I don't need to see it every fucking season of a TV show,
Right.
which we've seen it literally like every season. There's
I
some
think that's
show.
my only problem with it is because this is I don't know if it was written, but it was produced at least by Jordan Peele.
You said
It
produced, yeah.
seems it seems like he's got like one lane and like he's fucking sticking with it. Because like Get Out and Us
Absolutely,
have like the same message,
it's
and like this seems
absolutely,
like it has a very similar message to those movies,
it's absolutely
and
that.
that's
And
actually super disappointing.
I I I like the concept of the monster stuff.
Yeah,
I'm all about that. That's super
yeah,
cool. But I don't want to go into it and just be beat over the head
yeah,
with some agenda. Which I mean, that goes either way. Even if it was like a fucking like like I didn't watch the Plot Against America,
right,
even though I'm pretty sure it's cool, it's good. I'm sure it's gonna be great. But like political, that's why I didn't watch Watchmen. Political agenda
yeah,
stuff at the core of the story, I depends on the story. I mean, like if
yeah,
you give me two sides of the story, then I'm fine. But if you give me just one point of view, I mean, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad. I don't know, but like, that really bums me out because I know that's Jordan Peele. That's why I didn't watch either of his movies
yeah,
because of that particular thing. And I'm also a tan person, I don't care about that. Um,
yeah,
I like monsters. I like urban fantasy. I'm all about that. It's super cool. That's a cool concept.
yeah,
I don't want to see. I'm tired. There's a Bill Burr bit about how much white guilt is left in America,
yeah,
where there's a funny bit come out just like 5-6 years ago when this bit came out on one of the specials where there's there's a movie about the first all black swim team.
hmm
Like he's like, I don't care anymore. I used to have white guilt with like roots and all this kind of stuff, but now I don't give a fuck because you're down to swimming. I don't fucking care
yeah,
anymore. And that's where I'm at now, where like the era is. I'm cool with the era. I'm fine with the
yeah,
era, but like between Penny Dreadful, City of Angels, which I haven't watched yet,
yeah,
being about okay, are you Mexican or are you a cop? It's like, oh, fucking K, come the fuck on. I don't fucking give a shit. Just tell the cool monster story.
Yeah.
Just tell, because at some point in both those shows, Zach,
Mm-hmm.
and I haven't seen Penny Dreadful new season yet because I just don't care. At
Right.
some point in both of these shows, Zach, tell me I am wrong. That they're gonna be like this. Well, who's the real monster? That fucking monster, or the white monster? I guarantee they're gonna do it. I guarantee.
Yeah,
I guarantee that's gonna happen. And when that happens, I'm gonna turn the fucking TV off. Yeah. So that's bad writing.
Yeah.
It's bad fucking writing, right? Ugh. Like I was watching that Hunter show.
Oh yeah, the Al Pacino. I never actually watched that.
I remember watching the trailer when it came out. I was so turned off about it because it was like, oh, it's the 70s and a bunch of fucking diverse people are gonna get together and kill Nazis. I'm like, oh god, what fucking PC police wrote this show, man? But then my dad, like a week ago, my dad's like, hey, I watched the show. It's actually pretty good. I go, okay, well shit. Well, my dad is fucking as conservative as they come. And if he told me the show, I'm like, well, Dad, is it super duper like SJW, like agenda? He goes, no. He's like, it's there, but not like overtly a problem. I go, all right. So I started watching it. I'm like, yeah, it's just a bunch of fucking different brown people, killing Nazis. I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that. I mean, it's fun. It's always a fun. Here's my review of it. It's Quentin Tarantino wannabe.
All right. Okay.
Literally, it's a Quentin Tarantino wannabe.
Okay.
And I'm fine with it, right? Like, there's a black girl in the show. There's an Asian Vietnam vet, and I was like, and then the main character's a Jew, and I'm like, okay, this is the fucking Justice League of oppressed people, And I'm like, I don't fucking give a shit about this, man.
The Justice Society of Oppressed Americans.
And I'm like, I don't fucking care, And I'm all about the Asian guy being the war soldier because that's fucking cool. That's never really how the Asian guy is portrayed. It's always about like, he's the hacker or the kung fu master, and so I'm all about that. But initially, I was like, oh god, this.
Answer me this though: does he do kung fu?
He shoots guns. He was a Vietnam special ops guy. He was like an infantry guy.
Because sometimes they do that, and then he's like, oh, and I also do kung fu.
I haven't finished the show yet, but so far he's just guns.
Okay.
Like buff guy who shoots guns and shit.
It's fairly progressive of them.
Yeah, fairly progressive of them. His name's Joe, so I mean that's like a classic.
Oh, that's white as fuck. All right.
Oh yeah, this guy's from Vietnam. His name's Joe Higurashi or some bullshit.
Joe Higurashi.
Or some shit like that. So, I mean, again, I will check this show out. This HBO show. I mean, the trailer looked cool. I like the idea of monsters and stuff, but that's gonna be the one defining factor.
Yeah. No, I feel you there.
It's gonna be that.
Well, I mean, that was the thing where it was like I started watching Watchmen, and that was the thing that like turned me off with Watchmen because I got like 4 episodes in, and I just didn't care anymore.
Like I really, and like half of me is white. Half of me is a white person, right?
So half of you is guilty. That's what you're saying.
Beneath the skin, like I'm white, right? Half of me. On the exterior, there's like dilution,
Right.
So I can't imagine, Zach, how you feel
being a full-blooded,
watching all these bullshit shows that are just telling you that, you know what, Zach, fuck you.
It's
all the time.
I don't watch most of them, or if I watch them anymore, I get like an episode, like 3 or 4 episodes in, and then they just keeps telling me that I'm awful, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. Because to me, it shows a clear lack of creative ability. Yeah.
To not just tell a fun story or a good horror story, interesting story.
Well, that's the thing that's upset me the most about people talking about their artists. I don't remember. I feel like there was some director that talked about this or something like that, where they're like, all art's political, and I'm like, no, it's not. It's only political if you want it to be political. There's plenty of art that is not political. It doesn't have to be. You are just using that as a crutch because you want to fucking make it political.
I mean, look, like I said, and I'll say it again now. There are stories that are inherently political or social based that are fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
Because it's well done. Like American History X
Yeah.
is inherently racial.
Yeah, I
Inherently.
mean, it's like, I throw back to one of my top 10 movies. To fucking Remember the Titans is inherently
Right.
racial, but it's also a great fucking movie, which
But
is not just about shitting on white people. It's about people coming together,
well, not
which is infinitely more
well,
compelling story to me.
even if the movie was strictly shitting on white people, right? Like Roots is a great TV movie.
Avatar, I got you.
Right, right. Even if it's strictly shitting on white people, if it's good, it's good,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, now a
But
great example. Avatar's not good.
but how
We'll go on
many
to yours.
times are we gonna tell that same story without sprucing it up a little bit?
Yeah.
Because
Well, I think that's one of the biggest problems in Hollywood right now is that uh, I think a lot of writers are just lazy.
oh,
They just do the
absolutely,
same thing over and over again,
absolutely.
and they might change like the concept, but the overall message is still the same, and there's like nothing that's really changed about it. And a lot of people that are critics and whatnot don't really care because they want to see the same message over and over again because it's a message that they agree with, so they don't even really care about like calling it out.
Do you think in this Lovecraft show there's going to be a werewolf killing black people, but the werewolf is a white man?
No, but I think there's going to be a mind flayer that possesses a white man, and that white man kills a bunch of black people.
Oh, I can see that. I can see that. I can see that shit.
Yeah.
See, I think to me it's just such a fucking like lazy. It's like Trump. Like,
Yeah.
not to get too political, but like in storytelling now, it's like how do we portray the bad guy? Plays football,
Yeah.
hates gay people,
Yeah.
wears a Trump hat. Like,
Yeah.
oh fucking K, dude. You're just like fucking hitting a dot for every like what overtly bullshit stereotype can we make of
Yeah.
a bigot that we can make instead of just making a better bad guy.
Yeah.
Like instead of just saying here's evil, okay, what white equals evil, so that's the evil bad guy. How about
Hmm.
make the character who's the bad guy equally compelling?
Yeah.
That's why Magneto is so fucking good.
That's why
Because
Magneto's good.
Magneto's gonna kill humans indiscriminately
Yeah.
because his race has been oppressed by humans.
Well, that's why
Double,
Thanos is so good. He's just, I'm going to kill all of life in the universe, half of it, because I don't give a fuck about who you are. Half of life needs to be fucking cold.
but even then, what makes Thanos compelling in the movies is that he had a personal struggle where his
Yeah.
planet was suffering.
Yeah.
So for him, in his own mind, he is the good guy,
Yeah.
right? So if you're gonna make a Nazi, anti-Asian, anti-Mexican, anti-Hispanic, anti-black bad guy, make that bad guy compelling.
Yeah. The
Make
best bad guys are the guys who think they're the good guys.
So like if you're gonna do that, then don't just be lazy and be like, okay, I hate everyone but whiteys. So that's fucking
Yeah.
boring. That's
Yeah.
boring. Make it be like, when I was a kid, I saw this or this happened where I was in the war
Well,
here
it's
or
the other
here or
thing, which
whatever.
is the opposite end of that, which I find equally less compelling, which is I don't understand why people like this villain at all, but you got fucking Killmonger from fucking Black Panther, which is
Oh
like,
yeah,
I only like black people. I hate all other types of people. And I'm like, that's so fucking boring. It's
it's
the
so
same
boring.
fucking thing, but different races.
It's so
But you
boring.
switch the races around.
It's so boring because that character should be only mad at
Yeah.
Wakanda.
Yeah.
Like
He
you're
specifically hates Wakanda.
like your cousin fucked you. Like your cousin's
Yeah.
dad like fucked your life.
Your uncle fucking killed your
So
father.
like what's the issue, bro? Like you're
Yeah.
like it's not that's not what's the problem.
Yeah.
But also like we've said before about Black Panther,
Mm.
that whole world is Donald Trump land before Black Panther lowers the gates.
Yeah.
It's no one else come in.
They fucking built the wall, baby.
A literal fucking force field. No one comes in, no one comes out, no one. You won't get our technology. None of
Mm.
this stuff.
Yeah.
So what the fuck? Like I mean, what? It doesn't go both ways, and it's not compelling.
Yeah.
There's not compelling enough because there's no
Right.
good reasoning as to why they couldn't fix all of Africa.
Right.
There's no good reason not to, except for like, oh, our technology might be used for evil. Fuck you. That's bad. That's played out writing. Write better. Um, So
I
we'll
agree.
see how that goes with this show. Because I mean, anything Jordan Peele touches, I'm automatically like, eh,
Yeah.
maybe, most likely not. Nothing he's done I've watched. I'll tell you that right now, except for
Yeah.
Key and Peele. Nothing he's
Yeah.
done. Literally, never watched Get Out. Didn't
Yeah.
watch the other one.
Didn't watch the Twilight Zone?
Didn't watch Twilight Zone. And this has his name on it. So,
Yeah.
we'll see. We'll see if I give a shit.
The only
Um,
thing that makes me think a little bit better about it is that he didn't write it because it is based off a book, and so
yeah,
that gives me a little bit more hope that maybe it's
yeah.
slightly more nuanced.
And then again,
So,
again, if they portray these white people with layers,
yeah.
then I'm all about it. But if
Yeah.
you don't portray them with the complexity, and
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of, hey, you're black, you're bad, hey, I'm white, whatever, then that's boring.
Yeah.
As long as there's a compelling reason for these characters to be, whatever
Hmm.
depth, because you can't. Your good guy has to have the equal opposite
Right.
or equal bad guy for it to matter. That's why, like in Doctor Who, the Master is such a good bad guy
Yeah.
because he's a compelling bad guy. That's why Magneto is such a good bad guy because he's compelling and opposite from Charles.
Yeah.
I mean, the only bad guy who's not compelling, and I've said this on the record for fucking years. The only bad guy that's to me is as popular, like the most popular bad guy in any media, who to me is zero compelling,
Wait, I got it. The Joker.
is the Joker.
Yep.
The Joker has never had any compellingness in difference to Batman. There's nothing there.
Yeah.
There's zero that makes him compelling. So that's why I hate the Joker so much. But um, let's move on to AMC. Now, Zach, I want to ask you a question, Zach.
Mm-hmm.
We're at an hour and a half.
We are.
Do you want to hit this topic today, or do you want to save it for next week?
We can hit it now.
Okay. Well, let me because this AMC shit might take me a few minutes.
Yeah.
Because to me, this is bigger than our topic. No offense.
No, I think it's bigger, for sure. I mean,
This is huge to
but
me.
this could potentially change the entire landscape of movies and movies in theaters.
100%. So, long, short, AMC Theaters, as we know, has been going into bankruptcy for the last couple of weeks since this
Yes.
quarantine thing happened with the C virus. Furloughed employees, all this kind of shit. So, which means
Yeah.
that, and since then, a lot of companies have been obviously direct porting their stuff to rent it now services, rent it direct services to the audience, essentially skipping the quote unquote middleman, which is the theater. And in response to uh, Universal putting Trolls World Tour, yeah, uh, on direct renting services, AMC has said in a couple different like postings from their people, like we're not going to play Universal movies
Yeah.
again. And there's been back and forth between both companies on Twitter, and you can see like their official statements or whatever.
There've been a couple of statements back and forth between them, which is
Yeah.
surprising.
But essentially, AMC's point was, and paraphrase, was that this directly goes against our company in the sense of making money.
Yeah.
This act of putting the movie, bypassing us as a theater chain industry, completely literally goes against us to make money, which in turn hurts the theater business. So why would we be okay with this? On the flip side, Universal has to say we're also a business and we have to make money
Yeah.
and we can't
But
hold our
also,
films.
I don't know. It just, I get where AMC is coming from, but it's a really dumb decision because if you look at the Universal movies that have come out, their big tentpole movies make like a fuck ton of money. And so for AMC to be like, I mean, I get it. You got to make a stand at some point, I guess, and it's better to do it earlier than later. But I mean, that's a lot of fucking money that they're gonna just leave to the
I mean,
side.
like Fast and Furious alone.
Fast and Furious alone probably keeps AMC theaters running for like half a fucking year.
And if you're gonna say we're not gonna play Fast and Furious, your competition is gonna be like, okay, awesome.
Yeah.
because
It's not like AMC is the only movie theater chain. Like, there are tons of other movie theater chains. So like,
we're
yeah,
gonna
we'll play
get
Fast and Furious.
we'll play Fast and Furious, and we'll take all that in.
You know, Regal Cinemas is like, yeah, we'll play Fast and Furious.
We
We don't
don't
give a fuck.
care. No, Cinemark's like, yeah,
Fuck yeah, we'll do it.
give me all that audience,
Yeah.
because you're gonna have an empty ass theater on that Friday premiere, whereas the theater down the road is gonna be fucking jam packed for Hobbs and Shaw 2 or wherever the fuck.
Fast and Furious
Yeah.
15, obviously.
But to me, it's the initial. I get AMC's position on it.
I understand. I get where they're coming from. I just feel like this is the wrong approach.
Free market system. If your business is gonna die, it's going to die, and you trying to, like, hem up a business for trying to survive and also a trying time.
Yeah,
it's not going to work out well for you, because clearly Trolls, whatever the fuck it's called, did decent enough for renting.
I think that's not the only movie that Universal, because I think there was another movie that premiered, and they basically premiered it on VOD, and it also made like a good chunk of change.
I mean, and also it's also a stake in the heart of the theater industry as a whole, being like, listen, we don't need you to make money on these movies, because people will still pay us.
Well, it goes to the thing that Mike and Jay talked about in their quarantine catch-up, where they said that they both watched The Invisible Man on Video Direct.
Right.
And they were both just like, we fucking hate going to movie theaters. Like, we would rather pay $20 and watch the movie from home than have to slog ourselves to the theater and deal with like a fucking annoying ass people that chew popcorn in your ear and crinkle candy wrappers all the fucking time.
Right.
We'd rather just deal with it at home, where you can just fucking sit on your lazy boy, have your popcorn, have your drink, crack a couple cold ones, and have a good night.
See, I'm the opposite. I would rather go to the theater and smell the popcorn and deal with that, and then have the communal experience of watching whatever great movie that I'm watching on the screen with the sound and all that stuff. Now, obviously, there's theaters that suck, which actually make it more detrimental, the experience. It's hot, or the AC is not going, or AC is too loud, or it's too cold, or the seats are sticky, or there's definitely there's a sweet spot for it to be perfect. But the back and forth between these two companies, it makes you think, like, okay, at what point? So if we're just gonna pick and choose who we're gonna play now, which is fine. That's your personal decisions as a business to pick and choose what you're gonna take in and play on your screens. Well, I mean, one, it's a bad business decision because you're just cutting out part of your business.
Right.
But then it makes me wonder, like, okay, well, what other company's gonna go, you know what? Fuck it, let's not play any Disney movies.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously you'd be an idiot to do that, but like,
you
know what? Fuck Disney. Walt Disney was a racist. He hated Jews. Fuck them. We're not gonna play any Disney movies because fuck Walt Disney.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Like, ultimately, that's a better stand than saying fuck Trolls. Yeah. I mean, like, Walt Disney was a known bigot, and we're gonna be like, no, you know what? Let's play Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse makes money. Let's play him. I mean, come on. It blows my mind that this is like you're on your last legs with a bullet in your leg, and you're still gonna be like,
this is the hill they're gonna fucking die on, I guess.
I mean, it blows my mind that AMC is gonna be this stupid.
Yeah.
But again, I get their point.
It feels very short-sighted. I don't know.
It's short-sighted, and I get the point of in the comment that I was reading from their whoever posted the statement.
Dude, can you imagine, though, reading like history books years from now where they talk about the decline of the movie theater industry and talk about how Trolls 2 World Tour was the decline of movie theaters?
It was the stake in the heart of the fucking of this business. But
Trolls 2 was the decline of the movie theater industry.
On the flip side of theater business, drive-throughs or drive-ins are fucking skyrocketing.
I saw that. Yeah, they've been fucking picking up some major change.
Well, no, actually, it's funny because my girlfriend and I were gonna go see the Terrace Theater, which is the indie theater here in Charleston.
Love the Terrace Theater.
They got reopened to do drive-throughs, but they were
really?
To do drive-ins, but they only had like 25 slots a time.
Wow. Okay.
And Here was their double bill. They had 3 different days, or 3 different like days
How
of
do they do
different.
their drive-in?
I'm guessing just in the parking lot.
They just put a projection screen up?
Yeah, I'm guessing so.
Oh,
And you
okay.
could get the beer and they take it out to you, all this kind of stuff. So it got
Wow.
approved by the city, all that kind of stuff when the
Okay.
governor opened up
Hey.
business or whatever. But the bills were like there was one. It was like trolls, and then
Charles.
like some other. It was like trolls and Back to the Future, like double because they're all double screens, right? Like
So
classical.
you have to watch. So you get to watch Back to the Future, but you also have to watch Trolls.
Reality was you have to watch Trolls first,
Yeah. That will obviously they're gonna play Trolls first
right?
because they know everybody's gonna leave once Back to the
It,
Future's over.
exactly. So it was that, and then it was another thing, but it was like 20 bucks a person or some number per car or something. But the
Hmm.
best one was double feature Jaws Back to the Future.
That's a good double feature.
It's a good double feature.
That's a
So
that's a really good
we
double
pulled
feature.
it up the link, and the post we saw was posted 2 days before. I go, it's sold out. We pull it up,
Damn.
not even close. Sold the
Not
fuck
even
out.
close to sold out, really?
No, I'm saying sold the fuck
Oh,
out completely. There was like no way
okay.
that yeah, there was no way it was gonna have fucking tickets.
Damn.
Cause tell you flat out, man, like I see that. That's an immediate buy. 25 slots only, immediate buy.
Yeah,
Immediate buy.
gotta buy right away. Because you wait 5 seconds, it's gone.
That's gone. So, all right, Zach, we are at 135. What's the play? What do you want to do? You want to do a topic?
Um, yeah,
Okay.
let's do it. Let's do a topic.
Well, go ahead.
I mean, it's short. We can bang through this pretty
Okay.
quick.
Well, lead the way then.
All right, so this is our topic for this week, guys. We talked about it last week. Top 5 favorite video games of all time. Doesn't matter what system it is. Doesn't matter how old the game is. Top 5 list. I'm gonna go through. I imagine you might have some honorable mentions too, but I did write down a few of mine because as I thought about it more and more, I realized that top 5 is really fucking hard. So a couple of quick honorable mentions. Uncharted series, great fucking games. Love them all. First 3 are great fucking games. Fourth is all right, but it's nothing special. Fallout New Vegas, the only Fallout game that I ever completed. It's a really fun RPG. I like the post-apocalyptic world. I mean, I played Fallout 3, but Fallout New Vegas was infinitely more fun. Enjoyed the game a lot. Enjoyed going through the story, the multiple branching pathways. You get 3 different endings based on how you do it, everything. It's great. Love playing that game. DMC5, great fucking game. Holy fuck, dude. Did we talk about... So I know I talked about DMC5. Did you actually play DMC5?
No, I never did.
Fuck, dude. This game is such a killer fucking game, dude. Oh my god. One of my favorite action games in like the past 10 years. So fucking solid. What a great fucking game. I loved DMC5. Other great action game. My final honorable mention is Asura's Wrath. PS3 game, PS3 exclusive. I'm pretty sure this was done by Ninja Theory, I believe. Great fucking action game. Just fantastic. There was some quick time stuff, but just getting to play as like a fucking hulking rage monster and just blast through this entire sort of like
you mean cut scene the game?
It's not cutscene the game.
Quick
There's
time the game.
Okay, it's quick time the
Quick
game.
time the game.
It's that Mega 64-bit. It's quick
Yeah,
time.
quick time the game, man.
But it's CyberConnect 2. Okay, that makes way more sense. That makes sense. But it's a fun game. I fucking love playing it. Playing as Asura is great. He's a fun fucking character. Great action game.
Cool.
And then that leads me into my number 5, which was Final Fantasy VII Remake. One of my favorite games of like the past, since as long as I've been playing games. Super fun to play. A game that I can instantly see myself replaying 2 or 3 times. I don't replay games right away, so I'm not going to do it right now, but I could see me going back to it in like a couple of months, playing through it again, because it's just that much fucking fun.
But can you really call it a game because it's not done, Zach?
It's... The first game is done. It's done. You can rate individual titles within a series.
Yeah, but it's not a series though. This is one game broken up
It
into
is a
multiple
series.
games.
You know there's a sequel coming. Don't play games with me
It's
right now.
not a series, bro. It's not a series, bro. It's one game.
It's a series.
It's called Final Fantasy VII, not Final Fantasy VII. Part 1. I mean, shit. Okay.
Mm.
My number 5 is No More Heroes. Now this is hard for me to pick because I love Suda51 games so much on a
Yeah.
visual level, and none of his games are like fucking like they're not none of them are mind blowing,
Yeah.
but just visually, comedically, he's such a nerd,
Yeah.
and it peers through all his games that we're on the same like wavelength.
Yeah.
You know, even he worked on Fire Pro Wrestling, and obviously I fucking love wrestling. And
Yes.
Fire Pro Wrestling World, I love that game, but of all his games, it was really tough between Shadows of the Damned and No More Heroes 1. Shadows of the Damned is a really great third person shooter game, Suda 51. Love it.
Yeah.
The story, it's so absurd and crazy. You're a guy, you're a biker guy with a fucking cool ass jacket, go to hell, get your girlfriend back, a shotgun, you have a demon skull, it's cool.
Got
But
to.
but No More Heroes is such a fun. The first one, no, and I didn't play
I
it.
haven't I haven't played No More Heroes actually,
It's
but
really fun, and I haven't played it. I didn't play it until the PS3 port. So I didn't
right.
play it. I didn't play it with the Wiimote with the fucking jerk off motion stuff with the charging your sword. Um, but it's such a fun game, and the character, it's such a fourth wall breaking,
Yeah.
goofy, not take it so seriously, action gory game
Hmm.
that plus the visuals, it's such a great game. And I think Stu 51 with the cell shading is such a specific style that you know
Yeah.
right away who made this game. It's a grasshopper game. I think
Hmm.
most people would say Killer 7 is the best game. I would say they're wrong. So that's my number 5.
Nice. All right, so number 4 for me, another kind of recent game, but I just enjoyed playing it so much. It's one of the few games that I actually platinum because I just love playing it so much, which was Spider-Man 4, Spider-Man for the PS4. Uh, what a fantastic fucking Spider-Man game! What a great action game, great adventure game.
I haven't
Traversal
finished it
is
yet.
so much fucking fun. It's a fun game. It's got fun boss battles.
I
It's
can't
great. I love it.
tell where I'm at in the game
Where are
because
you at? And I'll
I've
tell you.
only played like 3 bosses.
Have you got to the Sinister Six?
No,
Oh, well, then you're not even halfway through.
I played Rhino.
There's another Rhino later on, so
I haven't played like Vulture or anybody.
yeah, you're not even halfway through.
How long is the game?
Sinister Six, Sinister Six is like halfway through the game. I think I beat it in like, fuck me, I can't remember. I think maybe it was like 10 to 15. I think.
I feel like
I mean, it's pretty.
I feel like I've put in like 10 hours already.
I don't know. There's a
Maybe
lot of side content in that game too. I might have taken me like 20 hours to beat it, honestly,
okay.
but
I haven't finished it yet. It's been sitting on my desk for the last since I bought it, which was I guess like 6 or 7 months ago.
so fun.
I haven't touched it since.
So fun.
My number 4
Tell me.
is God of War for
Ooh, this is a good game
PS4.
too.
Um, I
Had a lot of fun
was
playing that game
so
too.
impressed with this game because I had no desire to play any of the God of Wars before.
Yeah.
Just didn't care. It was goofy. I knew it was goofy. I mean, I'm sure it was a little fun action hack and slash. I didn't give a shit about that.
Yeah.
But that first trailer for this game, it blew my mind because it was such a different cinematic game. And you
Hmm.
know me, I always prefer story in games over
Yeah.
gameplay. I will gladly play a more boring game if the story is interesting enough. Obviously,
Yeah.
when the two are coupled very well, then it's perfect for me. And
Right.
this is one of those games where everything about the game was so satisfying.
Hmm.
Plus, it had Teal'c as Kratos.
Yeah.
All about it. Visually, it was great. Story was great. The setting was great. Kratos was more interesting and deep and had levels.
Kratos is actually an interesting and compelling character in God of War PS4.
Right, you know, and thankfully, all the stuff that happens to him in the other games, it matters still here. Those things all
Yeah.
matter. Those are things they aren't thrown away. You know, all the bad stuff matters in this game.
Yeah.
To where when you do get the chains, you're like, oh man,
Yeah.
you're like
Ugh.
oh,
When you
and
finally get those chains, holy fuck.
and then the combat system's great, the combo system's great,
Yeah.
the air juggling's great, and then the axe recall is this one of the most
The
satisfying
axe recall
things.
is so fun.
One of the
I
most
love doing it.
satisfying things of all time. And then obviously the monster design is so good. It's just such a great game, and I'm so
Yeah.
excited to see whenever we get a hint at the next game.
Whatever the next God of War is.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. That's my number 4.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. It's a fun game. I love throwing the axe and having a boomerang. It's so fucking great. So my number 3 is probably one of my favorite game series of all time, because I remember this is probably one of the few games that like I played as a kid, and like as a kid I could beat this game and I had fun playing it and just like doing all sorts of stuff with it, which is the Sly Cooper series. Sly Cooper, the Thievius Raccoonus, is great fucking game, great action game, also by Sucker Punch. One of their first actual long-standing action stealth. It's weird because he's like a thief, so he's supposed to be stealthy, but it's a lot more like action-oriented than
It's a platformer, isn't it?
you would think. It's not really a platformer. I mean, there's platforming where it's like he climbs on buildings and stuff like that, but it's not like Mario or some shit like that where he's like going from place to place. I mean, there's stealth missions and there's action-oriented missions. The further you get into the games, you also get more with like the actual crew. Like you get more with like Bentley, the turtle, who does like a lot more of like the hacking missions, and then you've got the hippopotamus, whose name I can't remember, but he's like the muscle of the group. And so whenever you get to play as him, it's more of like an actual like beat 'em up type of game. And so there's like there's those different aspects to it that like kind of change up the genre a little bit that I really really enjoy. And it's got really compelling characters. I mean, Sly is an interesting character as in and of itself. He's very much like I would consider him almost a mix between like a he's almost, you know what he is? He's like the video game version of like Lupin the Third. Like he's that kind of like suave spy and like fucking cool character that like it's just a really fun character to like follow his adventures with.
Right.
Yeah, so he's got that. He's got his like his love interest slash police captain who's like trying to chase him down in the Fox character. It's just a great group of characters that I really, really every time there was a new Sly Cooper game that came out, I always had to buy it and play it because they were just so much fun to play.
Cool. I've never played it. It was that time, those type of games like that and like Ratchet and like Jack, where I'm like,
Yeah.
they all look the same to me, even though they could be very different. In my mind, when I was a kid, I was like, these all look the same, and I just don't care. So I never really played those games at all.
I would say the Sly Cooper's the most. I mean, Ratchet and Jack are very similar games. I would think Sly Cooper's the most different because it goes through the more cartoony art style and it goes through the cartoony thing, but it's also going back to Grasshopper. There's a lot of it's got a pretty distinct like shell shading cartoon style that goes with it. It very much looks like. I mean, if you look it up, it actually kind of looks like Into the Spider-Verse, like that kind of art style.
I gotcha. We're at number 3, right?
Yeah, number 3.
All right, my number 3 is Uncharted 2. I don't want to talk about it. Fuck, because it bums me out. It bums me out how a company can make such good games and then make such a shitty one. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Uncharted 2, whatever. Right. The train scene is so good.
Train scene is great. What's the third? Well, the second one started it, but you got the train scene, and then the third one starts it where he's in the desert, and then you got desert shit with the plane crash and shit. It's great, so, great games. The first
3 has the boat scene, right? The old like cruiser boat you climb through.
I think so.
That scene's great too. Well, it's like the capsized cruise ship.
Yeah, I think that is in 3.
That's like, again, these are I called it scenes because they're making it so cinematic, right? But instead they decided to make a game where you kill the main. Zach, what's number 2?
I'm sorry. Number 2 for me is Pokemon Silver version. Probably one of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. This is nostalgia heavy for me because this was one of the first Pokemon games I ever played. Played it as a kid. I remember playing this game in daycare, playing it with my brothers, with all my friends in daycare, with all my friends in elementary school, and just having a fucking killer time playing this fucking Pokemon game. And I've never really played a Pokemon game since then that has given me that kind of joy. And so I really haven't played that many Pokemon games since Pokemon Silver. They tried to get me back with Heart or Soul Silver, and it wasn't as good. So
I was a gold guy. It was gold, and then I got Crystal. Loved Crystal.
Yeah.
I played all the way up until Ruby and Sapphire and Emerald, and then I stopped playing.
I played up until Diamond and Pearl, and then I couldn't beat Diamond and Pearl, and I just stopped playing. It just
And
wasn't fun.
even with the current one, I don't really care. But
Yeah.
I think Silver. What blew me out my mind about the Silver, what's it called, the Hoenn, or what's it
Hoenn
called?
region. No, Johto region.
Johto. What blows my mind about the Johto stuff is that like you play this huge full size Pokemon game,
Yeah.
and then you have more,
And then you get a second game on top
and
of
then
it.
you get a
So
second game on
great.
top of it. You're like, and I remember like I didn't know that. I
Yeah.
didn't know. I remember I was a kid. I played the game. I was like, oh man, I got all the badges, whatever. And I move right in real life. I
Mm-hmm.
moved from Washington D.C.
Mm-hmm.
to Tokyo, and I'm talking to one of my new friends I just met. He goes, hey, you know, have you taken the boat ride yet? And I was like, what boat
Boat
ride?
ride?
The boat ride. You get the boat ride yet? I go, excuse me. And then it opened a whole new fucking thing, and I was like,
Yeah, dude.
this is amazing. This is amazing. So
Yeah.
absolutely, that's a great game. My
Yeah.
number two is Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, which is the third game. PS2. To
Nice.
me, this is the game that wasn't my first. I played Metal Gear Solid 1, but
Mm-hmm.
this is the first one that I played where I thought like, this guy is really like, this guy's fucking good. Like this guy
Yeah.
makes good games. Like Metal Gear Solid 2, I didn't like playing it. But
Mm-hmm.
this game, I was like, dude, this is some fucking spy. This is some cool ass spy shit. Like, obviously, MGS1 has that stuff. I never played the old Metal Gear games. So I didn't have that system. But everything in MGS3 I was playing, being like, this is a different level of fucking creativity and fucking interesting storytelling. It all wraps around. Um, to me, even now, I think it's the best Metal Gear Solid game of all of them is MGS3. Um, Especially those ported ones where you're able to crouch run. Because I'm pretty sure the remastered box set added that into the game. I'm pretty sure because I think the original MGS3 you could only lay down and move, like lay down and crawl. I'm pretty sure.
I think
Um,
so.
Whereas you were able to crouch. You were able to crouch move in 4. I think they added that into the game in the remaster. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. So MGS3 is my number two for sure.
Okay.
So
Fair enough. Yeah. So I mean, I'm a Kojimbo. Uh, what's the novice? I haven't really played a lot of the Metal Gear games. I tried to play Metal Gear Solid 4, and I didn't know what the fuck was happening with the story, so I couldn't play it. I've never played Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, or 3, and then I tried to play Metal Gear Solid 5, and I had fun with that, and I was playing it on my PC. And then I stopped playing it on my PC, and I tried to play it on the PS3, and I realized that playing the beginning all over again when you've already gotten so far is not fun
it's
in
not
that
fun.
game.
Yeah,
So
it's
I
not fun.
haven't gotten around to actually beating it. But yeah, no, it's great games. He makes great games.
You
They're
should
fun to
play. You
play.
should play 3 for sure.
I think it's actually available on PS4. I might try to see if I can pick it up. I think they have like a remastered or something like that. Maybe if they do, I'll see if I can find one. But I want to, because I've already, I mean, as far as his games are concerned, 3 is always considered his masterpiece. Um, so number one for me is a game that I've played and beaten multiple times because it's just a lot of fun. Quintessential, I would can say, action game for me. It's got all the things that I like. It's got interesting, compelling story with compelling characters. It's got a great gameplay battle system, counter system going on, great exploration, um, great investigation, great side stories, side plots, all that good stuff. Batman Arkham City. This game is fucking great. And Rocksteady hasn't made a good Batman game since Arkham City because Arkham Knight was not good, and I tried to play the prequel game, and that game's not fun. I want them to make a new Batman game, but I don't know if they will. I've heard rumors that they're trying to, so we'll
I've
see.
only played. This is the most recent one, right?
No, this is the second one.
What's the
Is
most
it
recent one?
the most recent one was Arkham Knight because that's the one where it's all focused around the Batmobile and all that shit.
With the tanks and stuff, right?
Yeah, where it's like
Oh,
Batmobile's like
yeah.
a tank, and I hate that shit. I fucking
I
hate that shit.
I've only played that one.
That one blows. I
Like for the
honestly,
PS4 one, I've only played
yeah,
that one and I hated
you
it.
need to play Arkham City because Arkham City is a fun game. It has nothing to do with the Batmobile at all. It's clearly just Batman exploration, beating up criminals. That's all it is, and that's so much more fun than all that fucking dumb tank bullshit. I hate that shit.
I remember my buddy got the game when it came out, Arkham City, and I was watching him play. I was like, "Yeah, this is cool."
Yeah.
But open world games really like it's hit or miss, man. Like because like Red Dead I love, but
Mm.
like even then I get like real
Yeah.
okay. There's a lot of
I
shit
would think
here.
the thing about Batman, the thing that I like about it so much, and I think that makes it such an easy play for me, is the same thing for Spider-Man, which is it is an open world, but I find exploration in it to be so easy, and so it makes you such a mobile character that exploring the open world isn't as difficult as it is in other games.
Right.
Because I think especially using like the bat claw and being able to like zoom across buildings and being able to glide
Hmm.
all to all these different places is the same thing as like Spider-Man's web slinging. It just makes exploration so much easier and
Right.
so much more. It's so much more interesting. Like it doesn't get boring to do.
No, yeah, that's cool. Also,
Yeah,
the costumes are cool too.
yeah. Oh, the costume's so sick.
So my number one,
Tell
my
me.
favorite game of all time is a
Hmm.
game that I think most people would be like, "What? This is your number one of all
What?
time?" Final Fantasy, whatever.
Run this by me again?
It's a game for the Game Boy Advance. It's called Mega Man Battle Network 4, Red Sun and or Blue Moon, not the beer. This is the fourth game in a Mega Man series, Battle Network series, which is essentially a game where Mega Man is like a net computer program, and these
Hmm.
it's like Beyblade slash Pokemon where you have
I
different.
played one of these Battle Network games
So
before.
it's I'll say this right. You
Yeah.
fight. It's not a side-scrolling game. It's an open world game where you play as a human being traveling around, and you have a little like cell phone like thing that has your partner in it. Like Mega Man will be in this. I can talk to
Hmm.
Mega Man, whatever, and then I would jack my character in
Hmm.
to a computer system that has like internet, Wi-Fi, or whatever electrical system, and then
Hmm.
Mega Man goes into that, and you
Okay.
fight viruses and you fight other stuff, and there's a tournament where different people get together and you jack into an arena and you fight each other, right? So that's the premise of the world. Like everyone has a partner, like
Hmm.
Navi or whatever it's called, right? Like a net avatar or whatever. My flashlight's on now. Um,
Okay.
but it's not a side-scrolling game. You have a grid
Yeah.
where the enemy is on this side and you're on this side. And you have like four. It's like a 4x4, I believe,
Hmm.
grid, and you move back and forth on the grid and you avoid attacks and your enemy moves around and you learn the pattern and you hit like B for your buster and you have a blast so you can charge your buster and shoot it. But and there's a gauge and when the gauge fills up, you press the button, action freezes and you can pick what's called battle chips, which are
Okay.
different weapons, a sword, a wide sword. You can combine them to make a stronger weapon, a different gun, a ray, and you get those chips and you hit. You can go around the thing and use those to activate your attack, your chip. So it's a tactical game slash RPG because you can actually change Mega Man's stats in a different part of the screen where you can like no add in different programs to make Mega Man's health go up or Mega Man's, speed go up or Buster attack or whatever. So it's all these things wrapped into a fucking Game Boy game. And even better,
Tell me.
new game plus where the
What?
enemies get stronger, where you keep
Ooh.
your same stats, and even better, in the first couple games, you would have like Mega Man would have like a phase shift where if you're like
Right.
in a jungle part of the jungle-esque computer system, you would like turn green, have different attributes or whatever. And number four is the first game where you actually get to have like battle chips where you get to become other partners, right? So if I'm like,
Mm.
so Mega Man, there's like Mega Man and Proto Man. Proto Man,
Hmm.
right? Okay, well, I'm gonna take your abilities, Proto Man, and I will become you, a Mega Man version of you.
Okay.
So you have different attributes there. So now my sword attacks become stronger because I'm in Proto Man form, right?
Okay.
So Blue Moon and Red Sun had different other characters that you could pick from. Like in Pokemon, Pokemon has Silver has these Pokemon in the roster. You can get you can get Lugia in this one, and then in
Right.
Gold you can get No-Ho-Oh. Well, in Blue Moon you can get these characters, and Red Sun you can get these characters, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you have all that into a fun um, RPG game
Mm-hmm.
with a battle system that was interesting enough to keep you on your toes. Where it wasn't a traditional RPG style, and it
Okay.
wasn't like a free roam hack and slash game. So to me, it was the
Right.
most inventive Mega Man game. It still is, and they
Mm-hmm.
made like 6 of these games.
Fuck.
One, two, three, um, Red Sun, Blue Moon, Team Proto Man, Team Colonel, uh, Geiger and Valzar or some shit. I think it stopped there, but it was awesome. It's my favorite game of all time, dude. Like I haven't played
Okay.
it since I played it when I was a kid. My best friends had blue, I had red,
Mm-hmm.
so and he was so much better than me. He was kicked my ass, but even talking about it, I played them all the way up to the DS when the last game came out,
Mm-hmm.
and even now I've thought about wink, 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 getting a ROM and like playing on my
Ooh.
computer or like hacking my fucking like not my iPad, my tablet to get it on the tablet or something and play because it's such a fun fucking game. So that's my favorite game of all time. Is
Nice.
Mega Man 4 Battle Network, Red Sun. So
Okay. Very cool. Dig
cool.
it, man.
Well, guys, it's a 2-hour episode of the show.
2 hours.
We'll see y'all back next week with more License to View. Thanks for listening.
See you
Thanks for
guys.
watching. We'll see you later. And Final Fantasy VII Remake's not a finished game.
It is a finished game. You're gonna cut me off, aren't you? It's a finished game.
I mean, it's not. I didn't cut you off, but I should have.
It's a finished game. It is the first part of a series that is a finished part.
Yeah, but it's based off a full finished thing.